Hello everyone, Mike of Mike Reviews It All, also of Fights with Friends, of course, which is under a temporary ban. For those of you that don't know, you're going to have to subscribe to the new channel here until we get that figured out. We are under attack by the UFC. Our stream has been banned by the UFC. They sent a false claim against me on Saturday. Never showed any video. Just like I never do. Never bled any audio. Just like I never do. But nonetheless, they banned me. For those of you that are just tuning in here for PFL, oh my God, I was not expecting Henderson Ferreira to get knocked out. First round. This guy Machad, I'd never heard of this guy. Never heard of him. They're interviewing him right now. This is still fresh. Just got him down, ground and pound, 14 of 16. 14 of 16 career wins by stoppage. Currently fourth in the PFL welterweight standings. Machad, this guy is for real. This is live right now on ESPN Plus. PFL, the $1 million tournament. If you have not watched this yet, definitely make sure and check this out. Because they gave away 7 $1 million contracts last year. And they are back to give out more this year. Not sure if there's anybody in here or not. It doesn't matter. I'll just talk like there is. But, no, Henderson Ferreira knocked out in the very first round. Next up, Jana Fabian, great kickboxer. Jana Fabian coming off of a big win in her first fight. She put the crack-a-lack on Ovachaneski a couple weeks ago, completely unconscious. This girl is a knockout, no pun intended. 5 5-minute rounds here in PFL. Knees to the head of a downed opponent are legal. But next up, this is from last week. I'm sorry, Larissa Pacheco, if you're watching online, against Bobby Joe Daniel. That was a great fight and an upset last week. A lot of people picked Bobby Joe Daniels to go very far in this. I actually picked Larissa Pacheco to go very far in this as well, though. And man, what a matchup in the very first round. You want to talk about being thrown into the frying pan, though? Morgan Frier. Her name is Morgan Frier, and she, first week in this PFL tournament, she ended up having to fight Sarah Kaufman. Tonight, she's fighting Kayla Harrison. What in the hell? That is crazy. Kayla Harrison went the distance last week. First time she ever went the distance. It was a very dominant performance against a girl with a lot more experience, Moriel Chernesky, but just moments ago, Henderson Ferreira, a very heavy favorite in this fight against Machad, got knocked out in the very first round. Machad got the ground and pound after Henderson Ferreira had mostly dominated this round. Machado lands a beautiful counter overhand right. Looping right lands at the same time as a shot from Ferreira. He steps over into side control and ground and pounds it out. David Machado out of Phoenix, Arizona. Congratulations. Moves into the $1 million tournament. Oh, and the current #1 seed coming up next. Sada Sai out of France. He's coming up against Franca. I mean, this is a great matchup. And all the best guys, everybody in the welterweight tournament for the men are there tonight. All the females are fighting tonight. But next up is Sabadu Sai. Well, why is that the wrong week coming up? Sorry about that. That's not the... Well, Tapology's got the wrong week up for me. But Sabadu Sai, the #1 contender this year, fighting next versus Glyco Franca. And then, holy shit, main card starts out of the gate. Former UFC veteran, tough as nails, John Howard takes on last year's welterweight runner-up, Ray Cooper III. A few weeks ago, we seen Ray Cooper in action beating his cousin up. What's up, Cameron Miller? Fights are on ESPN. The next one's on ESPN Plus, I believe. And then I believe it's going to cut over to ESPN 2. Yeah, so to cut over to ESPN 2 at 5 p.m. Pacific. So on two channels, unfortunately. But if you have a streaming service like I have, like Sling, which I've heard you can get 3 months worth for only $10 a month if you don't have one yet, you can implement it into the ESPN Plus app seamlessly. Sabadu Sai versus Glyco Franca. Sai from Sweden, Franca from Brazil. Hey, no problem. Appreciate you being in here, Cameron Miller. What's up? One like for Mike. What's up, CJ? I said I was going to start this at 5, and then I was a little early. I wanted to try to catch the Henderson Ferreira fight, and I was a little late because he got knocked out in the first round by David Machado. I mean, God. Anybody who bet on David Machado, I had no idea who the hell that guy was, but they made some money. And Billy is in the house. I got one thing to say to Billy. I got one message for Billy.
Happy birthday, whoop-dee-doo, whoop-dee-doo. May your day be pleasant, open up your present just for you, just for you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, whoop. Happy birthday, whoop-dee-doo, whoop-dee-doo. May your day be pleasant, open up your present just for you, just for you. Happy birthday,
Well, I got no presents for you tonight, Billy, but Billy got himself a trophy in the mail the other day. He earned that, of course, for season 1, winning season 1 of trivia. Okay, that was not purposeful. Now I'm going to get myself in trouble. How was everybody's day? How is your birthday going, by the way, Billy? You're here on Fights with Friends band, so it just got better, right? Let's throw some trivia out there. even though we've only got a few people in here. But I thought I would start this up without scheduling, without letting everybody know, because I did let everybody know I was going to start at 5. I scheduled it for 5, but then I'm like, I'm going to start it without giving an announcement because I wanted to see how the algorithm reacted to it. I wanted to see if it was actually punishing me for scheduling streams, because I had kind of felt that possibly it was. That maybe the algorithm was pushing streams more that were not scheduled. That does not seem to be the case. So I guess scheduling is the way to go. Kayla Harrison minus 4,000. Jesus. Well, there's no money to be made on that unless she loses. Just smoked a big doobie to say, it's your birthday. Cheers, Billy. Hey, surprise, I'm drinking a beer. Just for your birthday, Billy. All right, let's throw a trivia question out there. Real quick. Refresh your browser. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Last year's PFL tournament, 6 winners got $1 million. How much did the runner-up in each weight class win for that particular fight? What was the runner-up prize? $1 million tournament. Anybody know how much the runner-up won last year? It was not 25 G's. Nigel's getting closer, 100,000. So a bigger payday than most of these guys, probably everybody in this tournament. Honestly, just the runner-up is probably bigger than anybody's ever got. $1 million is what the winner gets. Cameron Miller, if we're talking about the runner-up. Oh, Nigel was right. Very close. Very close. It's got me checking my stats here. Because now I want to make sure I'm right. There it is. CJ 200 G's, my friend. You are correct. And I will take it. I'll tell you, I'll bust my ass this year. God knows how many hours between this and, my real job. And how many other things that I do during the year. And I won't make 200 G's this year. They make it for losing. No, not really. They have to beat a lot of guys to get that 200 G's. All right, guys. Sticking with PFL, let's run out another question, another trivia question. Everybody, update your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And as they show Sabadu Sai warming up there. So this year, the PFL finals, the location for the finals will be changing from last year. Last year it was over there on the East Coast. This year, for the first time ever, fighters will fight for twice in one night in MMA in this city. First time fighters will ever fight in this city twice in a night. Exactly. Oh, I know, Nigel. There's a lot of expenses. You are correct, Billy Hughes. It is Las Vegas. God, that would be a fun way to spend New Year's Eve. I don't think they're going to give it to me off at work because it's a big chip holiday, but if somehow I can figure out how to get that day off, I'm going to head down there to Vegas, and if I can get tickets, I'm going to head down there to Vegas and try to cover that event live. All right, 2-on. Everybody refresh your browsers. Let's throw one more out there. Billy just got one on his birthday here. Second question. CJ got the first one, but everybody refresh. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, guys. This fighter... Oh, absolutely. It was very successful. This fighter won $1 million in the light heavyweight tournament last year and then retired after winning the $1 million. The last fight of his career. He's a former UFC veteran. Who was the light heavyweight $1 million winner last year? $205-pounders. And just 2 weeks ago, Sabadu Sai put 6 points on the board with a beautiful liver kick, finishing it in the first round. I forget. Yeah. He is, there you go, Billy Hughes, Sean O'Connell. He is actually one of the 3 announcers tonight. And Glyco Franco, he quenches the #1 seed if he can get a first-round stoppage within 48 seconds. Now, later today, Kayla Harrison will be taking on Morgan Frier. So, #1 seed right now is Sarah Kaufman. If Kayla Harrison can take out Morgan Frier in quicker than Sarah Kaufman did, which was like 1 minute and 30-some seconds, that will be the tiebreaker for the #1 seed in the tournament. Sarah Kaufman's opponent missed weight, so she had the option of taking the 3 points, getting her show money and her win money without doing a damn thing, or trying to put more points on the board to further herself in the bracket, just in case somebody gets more than 9 points. She said she waited out quite a bit, but she chose not to fight tonight. As this season goes on, and you never know what's going to happen with injuries and different things, I know it's not the fighter instinct. It's probably not what she really wanted to do, but that was the smart move. So she's going to have to fight 2 times in one night to make this tournament. All that rest, extra training, and not getting injured. And Sabadu Sai making his way to the cage right now. And clinches a #1 seed with a first round stoppage in 4 minutes, 37 seconds or less. That's what's so exciting about these is you got to get it. You got to get it. You got to get it quick. Now, David Machad stopped Henderson Ferreira in 4 minutes and 38 seconds. So in the first round, so Sabadu Sai has to finish it within 4 minutes and 37 seconds. What's up, Jason Azevedo in the house? Glad to see you in here, Jason. How's it going? Just drinking some beer, watching some PFL with my friends. And it is Billy's birthday. How many times have you been on this this flaming ball of water? How many rotations, Billy? Good deal, man. You guys are always happy over there in Canada, right? Isn't it like against the law to be upset? I need to spend more time over there. Glyco Franca out of Brazil, 28 years old, 6 feet tall. Sabadu Sai, 32 years old, 6'3". Sai will have a 1-inch reach advantage at 80-inch, so pretty much everything just about equal here. Sabadu Sai with that #1 seed, though. Could clinch the #1 seed. Well, actually, he doesn't have the #1 seed right now. Like I said, he has to stop this in 4 minutes, 37 seconds or less. Sabadu Sai does. If he does not, David Machado, who took out Henderson Ferreira at 4 minutes and 38 seconds in the first round, will be the #1 seed. Glyco Franca, 20-5, 9 knockouts, 9 submissions. He is a -400 tonight out of Brazil. And I think this is a pretty tough guy to expect him to finish in the first round. I mean, he had an insane liver kick to finish his fight last couple weeks ago, his last fight. Sabadu Sai out of Sweden, 8-4-1, 6 knockouts. He is a +275 tonight. And what do you guys think? Just a real quick poll, yes or no. Will Sabadu Sai finish this? Fighting out of Seattle, Washington, represent Sabadu Sai. I might just come knock on his door if he wins. No, yes or no. Does Sabadu Sai finish the fight in 4 minutes, 37 seconds or less to clinch the #1 seed, or does David Machado go on? I'm just to make it fun, I'm going to say he does it. All right, guys, I'm going to pause this for just a second so my fight clock is lined up. All right, here we go. Oh, nice low leg kick there from Franca to start this out. And that body kick already from Sabadu Sai. CJ says no. Oh, nice 1-2 there from Franca. There's a lot of guys coming out. I had no idea who David Machado was before this season, Jason. And he got a first-round knockout his first fight. Now we just knocked out Henderson Ferreira. 2 impressive knockouts. Nice 1-2 there for Franca. And Sai with that body kick again. He's searching for that liver shot. Can he do it again? 4:20 left in the first round. Glyco Franca will clinch a #1 seed with a first-round stoppage by 48 seconds. I'm not sure what that's about. I'm not sure why Sai has till 4:37 and why Franca had to do it in the first 47 seconds. Because I thought it was points and it was a tiebreaker, but I don't know. So I guess there's something I don't know. This is such a new format, crazy format, and I definitely want to do like a fantasy thing with this because it's so easy. This is going to be like MMA's version of March Madness. I know ESPN is going to put together some kind of cool fantasy game for this, being it's a tournament. Oh, it's Sai with the head kick! And a low leg kick there for Sai. 3:20 left. Remember, he's got to stop it by 4 minutes and 37 seconds. Inside leg kick there for Sai. So he's got about 2.5 minutes left to stop this fight to clinch the #1 seed. Side kick to the body there from Sai and a straight left and a nice left hook. No, another left hook there from Sai. Franca partially blocking some of those. Straight right from the southpaw Sai and an inside leg kick. Sai definitely trying to get that first round knockout. He's very aggressive. He's really chasing Franca down. Franca seems content to kind of settle into the match. Maybe wait for Sai to knock himself, to tire himself out. He already is not going to be able to clinch the number 1 seed. Overhand right there for Franca lands. Oh, and Franca goes for the takedown. He's got one leg. Sai jumping up in the air. Oh, he grabs a handful of fence there. Referee comes over and rips his hands out of it. But that's something you never see in the UFC. Of course, we have win bonuses, we have finish bonuses, but we never are going to hear in the UFC is this guy's going to get rewarded if he stopped this fight in the next minute and a half. He has an extreme amount of incentive to stop this fight in the first 4 minutes and 37 seconds of the first round. Agree with it or not, that's not something we're going to hear. And you got to wonder if he's watching that clock. Maybe his corner's looking at it because there's a minute and a half left in this first round. So 4:37. So once it hits 23 seconds, the Cinderella slippers come off for Sai, and he will no longer be eligible for the number 1 seed. What's up, Tap Out King? Hey, thanks for coming in. Hey, we'll figure it out, man. Great fights in the PFL, for sure, man. Hey, it's just motivated me to go to other avenues. I'm waiting for my approval with Daily Motion. I don't know if you guys have heard of Daily Motion, but I'm going to start posting videos there. I'm not sure how long a live streams I'll be able to do. But I'm making... Oh, nice body kick there from Sai. He tries to finish it again. Oh, straight left. He's running out of time. 5 seconds left for Sabadou Sai. Oh, and he goes for the head kick. And another body kick. Oh, he knew where he was at on the time. His corner was screaming. He says, 1 second. Oh, and another left, and he runs out of time. Sabadou Sai will not clinch the number 1 seed. Oh, he knew where he was at. His corner was telling me he went for it. And CJ said, no, it would not happen. You were correct. My friend, we will see a second round. Oh, man, there's such good fights here in the PFL, Tap Out King. Well, thank you. I appreciate it, Tap Out King. Anybody who's not subscribed to Tap Out King already, or you haven't checked out his stuff, go over to his channel and check him out. Really cool guy, and make sure and send your love over there and support him. If you want to follow me on Twitter, it is at FightsWFriends. That is growing extremely quickly all of a sudden. I have not been on very long, so it doesn't seem like a lot of followers, but I'm zeroing in on 500 individual followers, which people can buy followers, people can do all kinds of things, but they've got it geared down pretty good to where they'll pull those people off right away. All of my followers so far, that 500 and some, they've kept them on there. They've said these guys are official accounts. So, all right, round 2, Sabadou Sai and Franca, and no time clock on this one. I want to skip for a while, and Franca going for the takedown. He gets it, single leg, drags Franca to the ground in the half guard of Sabadou Sai. Franca looking to pull off the big upset here tonight. If you have not supported us and joined the Facebook group yet, go over there and check that out. We're going to do some live fight parties over there, including a fight party for UFC 1. That's going to be a lot. Oh, wow! Franca, great transition into full mount. And so we're going to figure out what kind of ground game Sabadou Sai has. We didn't get to see much from him last week. That liver kick was early in the first round. now he's going to have to grind it out. Like I said, Franca, he looked like, when he came in, it looked like he came in with the strategy to go as long as he needed to. Sadibou Sy did not have that same game plan. I keep on wanting to say Sabadou. It's Sadibou. I've never heard of that name before. So, if you're looking to sync up, I'm at 320 right now. This is on ESPN Plus. When the main card starts at 5 p.m. Pacific, it will move over to ESPN 2. So if you have some kind of streaming service or some kind of cable, make sure and put your information in to the ESPN Plus app, and it integrates it very well. And I think I read somebody's mind. I think I heard somebody was wondering, what was that? Does it work with Sling? Actually, it does. And surprisingly, Sling is still doing a great promotion right now for Fights with Friends fans. $10 a month for the first 3 months of Sling. Throw that code in. It's going to give you a big-ass discount. Oh, and Sabadou Sy on top, putting the beat down now on Franca from inside the guard. Some big ground and pound here. 2 minutes left in the second round. So if you get that, $5 a month for PFL. Oh, big right hand standing above Franca is Sabadou Sy. Franca turns and Sy goes north-south on him. Oh, and Franca trying to get back up, grabbing Sy around the waist. He wants to take him back down again, though. Remember, 3 points for a win in PFL, and then you get an extra point for each round that you finish it in early. If you finish it in the third round, you get 4 total points. The second, 5 total points. And, of course, 6 points for a first-round finish. Oh, another beautiful body kick there for Sadibou Sy. Oh, sorry, I didn't realize the sling was still on there. 1 minute left in the second round now. And I'll throw a trivia question out at the end of this round, too. Actually, I'll throw it out there now. Everybody will be even. You won't have time to refresh unless you can refresh, but I'll give you a minute here during the fight. All right, guys. Who was the $1 million winner to last year's welterweight championship? This gentleman is from the old USSR. He's from around the area of Khabib Nurmagomedov. So if you can get close on the spelling, I will give it to you. Who was the welterweight champion? Who is the welterweight champion of the PFL? Who won the $1 million last year in welterweight? Minute left in this fight. Or no, a few seconds left. Oh, that's it. All right, who was the welterweight champion last year? It is not an easy name to spell. There it is. CJ, I'm gonna give that to CJ. Anything close, pretty much. It's Magomed and Tap Out King. I would have gave it to you if you were before CJ gets it. It's Magomed Magomedkerimov is his entire name. That's kind of like being named Smith Smithers in the United States, I guess, but. It works over there. And I'm trying to time this round out from my time clock, but the PFL have noticed everybody always blows the whistle 10 seconds before they start the round, except PFL does not. There's apparently no rhyme or reason to when they start their rounds. All right, so they are starting now. I got to pause for just a second, and the time clock is coming up. There we go. All right, and no touch of gloves at the beginning, and Franca immediately going for the takedown here. Again, gets the single leg. Oh, and Sai immediately flips him over, but Franca ends up on the other side of him. Franca now inside the guard of Sadibou Sai. What's up, Seven? What's going on, man? Forgot about PFL. Has it already started? It is, sir. It is in the what they call the prelims, but they're all these guys are really not in the prelims because anybody can, get the number 1 seed. But yeah, the main portion, what they call the main portion of the card, doesn't start until 5. But Sadibou Sai is taking on Franca right now. Both these guys top seeded guys. Sadibou Sai with 6 points. Had the first round liver kick knockout, his first fight in. Franca's finished 18 of his 20 wins, 9 by knockout, 9 by submission. Oh, and he's going for an arm triangle here. No, Sai is out. But Franca in side control now. And we're gonna see how Franca works on the ground here. Like I said, we really have not seen him on the ground much. That was a nice little slip of the arms there, how he slipped underneath Franca going to go for the guillotine as Sai standing up, though. And Sai is out. Franca's immediately going to sick onto that leg, though. Like a pit bull onto a chihuahua. And he's got that single leg, and there it is. He's got it. He tries to jump guard immediately. Sai pushes the leg up and able to hook one leg there. But Franca on top. Like I'd mentioned earlier, Franca, he never looked like he was really going for that first round finish like Franca. And Franca looks very, very tired now. He's back up, but Franca's continuing to attack that leg, or Sadibou Sai, is absolutely exhausted. This guy was trying to finish the fight in the first round, and that's part of the strategy. I know a lot of people aren't going to, they're not going to be a fan of the way the PFL works. And Franca with another takedown into side control. Because there are some things that are a little bit out of your control. You get 2 fights before the playoffs. So luck of the draw, one person could have easier fights than another person. Finishes those both in the first round, he ends up with the higher seed, he or she. A nice left hook there from Franca in the ground and pound. Just like last week when Sarah Kaufman got a first round finish and Kayla Harrison had a much more experienced opponent, went the distance for the first time. Tonight, Kayla Harrison will have to finish Morgan Frier in less than 1 minute and 50 seconds to clinch the number 1 seed. Sarah Kaufman was content to go with 9 points. Her opponent missed weight, and so Sarah Kaufman was given the option to not fight and take 3 points, get the win money and the show money, or fight and try to put a few more bonus points on the board. She was content with taking the 3 points and the money, and I don't blame her. Oh, Franca dominating on the top here now. Big hammer fists. Double hammer fists from Franca. Oh, big strikes here. This would be a big upset. He's a 4-1 underdog. Oh, he is using Sadibou Sai's head as a speed bag right now on the ground. It's all over! Franca with 31 seconds left in the third round finishes 4-1 favorite Sadibou Sai, and he'll put 4 points up on that welterweight board And Sabadu Sai, good thing he had 6 points from last fight, but there is still no guarantee Are you sure? I thought they put the odds up on here wrong. Because I could have swore that they said Franco was plus 275 and Sabadu Sai was minus 400. Oh, that is a great win, man. Well, if I'm mistaken, he probably is right. If I'm mistaken, I'm blaming it on PFL. No, I could have I could have just heard it wrong, of course, and mistaken. I've done that a few times. So one extra bonus point there for Glyco Franca, and there was the takedown, the start of the end. Oh, great job. Wow, the way he flips him over when he has both of those legs to move. Oh, he doesn't quite move into side control, but he moves into the open guard, which gives him a much better spot, much better position to get into a side control or mount there. Sai was the underdog. All good. My neighbors liked it. Nice. Wow. Hey, either way, it was a good fight, man. I'm not comfortable enough with the PFL yet to put my hard-earned money on anybody. My betting's been pretty sparingly. Franca's on a 7-fight winning streak. Nice. Well, we'll have to see. This welterweight division in the PFL is absolutely stacked, too. You have Ray Cooper III, of course, who's an absolute beast. And then last year's champion that beat Cooper in the finals, Magomed Magomedkerimov. That guy is an animal. No, thank you for letting me know, though. I appreciate it. All right, and 42 minutes into the stream, I'm still not sure. Did anybody get alerts, or did you guys just happen to see me streaming? I'm just curious. I didn't schedule this one because I wanted to see. It wasn't a huge stream. I know it wasn't a huge stream, like the last UFC, and I wanted to see how the algorithm reacted to a scheduled stream as opposed to a stream that I just started. And so far, I don't think there's any difference. I was just kind of hoping that it would pick up a lot of... I was hoping it would pick up a lot of steam. No alert over here. Are you subscribed to the second channel? To Mike Reviews at all? If not, make sure you hit that subscribe button until I'm able to stream on Fights with Friends again. This is where... All right, thank you, CJ. That's good to know. Because I know generally everybody usually gets a notification 30 minutes before. And then when I start streaming, it'll say Fights with Friends is live in 30 minutes. And then it'll start streaming. All right, let's go with another trivia question on Billy's birthday. CJ is leading 2,000 points on the board. 1,000 for Billy, and Peter Ordinary is in the house. Doing good, Peter. How are you, my friend? Glyco Franca pulls off the victory against Sabadu Sai. Finishes him in the third round and puts 4 points up on the PFL board. All right, everybody. Nice. All right, everybody, refresh your browsers. Yes, happy birthday, Billy. And trivia question in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, I'm going to throw another video game trivia question out there. I didn't even know this till the other day, but I'm going to throw it out there. There's a game getting a reboot, and I want the name of the new one. They had a couple of these. This is a scrolling fighter that was on Sega Genesis. I had a guy named Axel. It had somebody named Blade. It had a kangaroo. It had a professor guy, but it was a scrolling fighter, much like Double Dragon. And I heard that it's getting a 2019 reboot, and I'm pretty excited about playing this. The second installment of this is reviewed very, very well. Peter Ordinary, it is. Streets of Rage 4 is coming out this year. They're working on a new Streets of Rage. Can you believe it? I gotta say, I was a little surprised. But I'm curious if it's on PC or something. I wonder if we're going to be able to play online and come in with people. I love Streets of Rage, man. Glyco Franca now 19 of his 21 wins by stoppage. He is currently first in the PFL welterweight standings. Now Magomed Magomedkerimov is going to have to finish his fight now, and he put the pressure, by getting that finish, he put the pressure on Magomed to get a quicker finish to clinch the #1 seed. Yeah, no, I definitely love Streets of Rage games, man. Does anybody play on PC? On here, I have an Xbox One, but I can't. It's so much easier to record and stream just on my PC. So that's why I've gotten into PC games now. PS4, yeah. PS4 is much better online. It can stream on YouTube, actually, which Xbox One cannot. I did not know that. And also, I guess PS4, it's much easier to record and post to YouTube. Sadabusai has a first stop for the first time in his last 8 fights. That put him into 3rd place in the welterweight standings. But he can't count on that because there is a lot more welterweights left to go. Yeah, young David wants a PS4. We have an Xbox One, and I think we got like 7 or 8 games. Like I said before, though, my brother-in-law gave it to him. He's looking to trade his Xbox One, though. He's like, man, he likes the PS4 so much better. He's like, I'll trade my Xbox One and the games, and hopefully somebody will just trade him straight across, he says, for a PS4 with no games. I think we should be able to. I think we'd probably go on OfferUp and probably get a trade like that. A PS3 forever, but it finally got the red light of doom after years. I still have a PS3, man. Yeah, those things are tough. I know that the Xbox 360, God, those things had red rings of death like crazy. I had everything running through it, Netflix, Hulu, etc. So I PS4 for Xmas. Nice. For those of you that are looking to buy a new TV right now, if you don't run it through, I just thought this is very interesting. If you haven't priced TVs lately, you can go out there and you can get like a 50-inch smart TV with Roku built in for like $300 or less. And it's crazy how much they've came down. And I just spent $100 on Roku Ultra. Luckily, I got the Black Friday sale and I got a BOGO on it, so I ended up with 2 of them. So it was still a really good deal. But if I had paid $100 for one and then seeing those cheap TVs which I believe they have like the 42-inch with a Roku built in for right around $200. It's amazing. I remember all these big screens. It used to be, if you wanted a 46-inch, I remember my grandpa buying a 46-inch, one of those big tubes that you had to have like 8 people to help deliver at the house, or you had to have the delivery guy come out. And it took up half the damn living room, and it was like 4 Gs. Man, they have came a long ways. But I had a big screen TV very early. I actually had like one of the first styles. I used to have one that rolled out, so it had the lights that you could see. It had the red, green. Is it red, green, and it's not red, green, and blue, I believe. And you actually had to fold out a big mirror, and the lights would bounce off the mirror onto the screen. Oh, you were rich. Yeah, well, I found it. What I did was I found it when I was younger, used. I think I paid like $400 for it. I found it at a yard sale, and it was like one of the first style of big screens ever. Yeah. Oh man, I watched Scarface. I watched everything on that thing. I thought I was the baddest dude ever, Peter, because I'm 19 years old. This is such like a 19, 20-year-old thing to do, but Billy should still do it on his birthday tonight. Sitting back in my jacuzzi, watching Scarface, drinking a glass of whiskey, and smoking a big stogie. Did you have your Nintendo on it? Big-assed Mario. It was I actually had a PlayStation 1 on it. It was PlayStation 1 time. Remember playing Nintendo on a big screen for the first time was awesome. I just remember Nintendo, the NES, being so awesome, period. Who remembers Scramble Point? What's up, Comedic Genius in the house? I remember the Scramble, man. The memory came back with Bruce Buffer's last suit for the last UFC. His shirt, his suit looked like it was scrambled. I thought we were going back old school. Now, here's the real test. If you were a real OG back in the day, or you're just old like me, you'll know how to do this. You used to take the VHS player, play your TV, play your cable through the VHS player, and you could actually, what I could do is I could move the lines on the focus on my VHS player and unscramble the pay-per-views. I mean, they were certainly not great, but you could get them to where you could definitely see what was going on. So I would never pay for the pay-per-views growing up. Every once in a while, you would have to like move. Yeah, take a hanger to the back of the box. Yeah, on. I don't know if it was only on the forehead VCRs. Why didn't you YouTube it to us? Because YouTube wouldn't be invented for about 15 more years. Maybe 20. I actually had a YouTube channel in 2011. It's 2011 or 2012. It was called Funny as Hell Channel. You can still look it up on YouTube. It's just one word, Funny as Hell Channel, because there were so many people that had Funny as Hell. I called it Funny as Hell Channel. And there's one on there where when young David was 10 years old. So that's, I remember, he's 18 now. So I guess it was, okay, so it was 8 years ago. Yeah, it was 2000, it was like 2011, 2012. And we gave him one of those fake lottery tickets, and it is like the funniest thing ever. You seriously, you seen that channel, Peter Ordinary? I can't believe anybody's seen that channel. That is awesome. Should have. Yeah, and then I would have never met you guys, though. Yeah, you're right. I remember AIM Messenger a little bit. I remember it like out of high school. Did anybody use that thing for anything other than trying to meet women? I'm going to be completely honest here. That's the only damn thing I would use that for. You'd go on there. I was that creepy. Yep, exactly. That's what I was just going to say, man. Age, sex, location. The original Tinder, Peter Ordinary. You would just go on there and you would just... That's so creepy. That's so creepy now to think about it now. But you would just message someone, age, sex, location. And they would message you back, 22, female, Seattle. All right, well, thank you, Jason. Now I don't feel as creepy. I guess I just didn't have a lot of cool friends back then. Used to get on there and bust jokes and meet babes. Nice. Peter was the line of the day. That is the line of the day. That should have been a trivia question. What does ASL stand for? Nice. All right. In between matches, let's throw a trivia question out there. All right, everybody, refresh your browsers. Remember, I was friends with a girl whose dad was a firefighter. I thought her dad was a fire. I was a bit confused. Oh, damn. NYC with 9/11. Holy shit. That's crazy. All right. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. This former co-host to Joe Rogan now commentates for Bellator. Who was Joe Rogan's co-host on Spike TV for the UFC? Jesus Christ, comedic. We should just have a That Was Then. We should have a That Was Then podcast. Yep, I'm going to take that one. Jason has a veto. Use it under the name, but Goldie, yes, Mike Goldberg. It's all over. Super underestimated commentator also in my mind. I know he got a lot of heat because he didn't have the same kind of MMA knowledge as Joe Rogan, and he was kind of learning on the job. And honestly, that kind of... It's cool to have somebody like Rogan that's got a lot of experience, obviously. But it was kind of cool because if you use it right, Joe could be sitting there explaining it to Mike Goldberg as he's explaining it to everybody else. And then the other thing of that is I think that's pretty impressive that he learned on the job. Miss that guy, his voice was part of the UFC and it has nostalgia. That's a sin, man. I'm telling you, that's like one of these 7 cardinal sins that the UFC has ever committed, that they let go of Mike Goldberg. And ESPN should bring him back. ESPN needs to go over there, crack the zone upside the head, and jack Mike Goldberg back. Basically getting obsessed by him. All right, guys, everybody, we are switching over. It is switching over to ESPN here in a minute. What's up, PR? And I will be right back with the trivia question. I'm going to take just a real quick pee break, though, while it switches over from ESPN Plus to ESPN 2. And if you guys noticed that there was no commercials at the beginning of this stream, what's up, Bill Hughes? That's why other people got the judo. Judo body. Judo fit in those pants. Oh, Jesus Christ. Hey, I wear these pants every single day. I wear shorts every day. I have not worn pants or slacks in almost a year since I started this job. I'm so glad I can wear shorts every day because I cannot stand pants. I cannot stand jeans. I light them on fire. Can't stand them. And I'm always hot. So since I can wear shorts, I mean, I literally might just keep this job just because I can wear shorts. Oh, it's actually not switching over to ESPN2 until 5:30. So apparently, I think there's 30 minutes of Eve Edwards, Randy Couture, and Sean O'Connell just bullshitting. So we'll have to throw up some trivia questions. Yeah, Rodriguez got that Mexican judo, because judo know when the elbow is coming. That is true. Judo eat enough salads. What is Comedic Genius? Where is all this coming from? Comedic Genius, why are you making fun of my weight all of a sudden? You've been on here forever. You've never came after me like this. Look what happens. This is what happens when you give people responsibility. I give Comedic Genius a wrench, and now he's got to make fun of my weight. So it'd be perfect for a Facebook watch party with it on ESPN2. That is true. I want to make sure that I said it. You're all right, comedian. I can take a joke. Luckily, come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40. Exactly. I'm a man. I'm 40. That's kind of what I told a store manager the other day, Jason. I didn't say I'm a man. I'm 40. But he was... I was a store manager. Of course, I won't mention the store, but he was belittling a vendor in the back. And this young kid is probably like 19, 20. This kid just cowered in the corner as this guy's screaming at him. And I tapped him on the shoulder and I said, hey, why don't you come over here in the office for a minute? I said, you don't need to talk to people like that. And he looked at me like, I said, if you feel like you need to yell at somebody, if it makes you feel better, if it makes you feel like more of a man, hey, call me in the office, you can yell at me. That'll be fine. I said, but don't yell at that kid again like that. Judo have no respect. Mikey, if they tell you when you get your channel back, or are you down, show the next UFC card on this channel, since we don't really use it. Here's the thing with that, PR. Oh, no, I do too. Here's the thing with that, PR, is since this channel is linked to my identity, do you guys remember a guy named Dutch Guy? Of course you do. MMA Newsroom. All 3 of his channels are eliminated. So unfortunately, if they come after you hard enough, they can remove your entire being from YouTube. They could Alex Jones me. Otherwise, I definitely would. And they would pull it off within like 3 seconds. Because so many people would turn me in. But God, do I want to do that. Who remembers first season PFL? I used to show the fights. I would stream the fights right up on there. And PFL, yeah, that was sad. I have not talked to him. Have you talked to him, Tap Out King? I wasn't talking to him. And then Billy, I believe, told me to look up his channel. And I went to look up his channel, and it was gone. And I was actually still signed in on, this is how I know, I was signed in on one of his ghost channels. He had a ghost channel that he used, and he would upload graphics for me for my events. He was so cool. He taught me so much about OBS and everything. And they canceled him, man. They erased him. I got to get him on here to talk. All this hard work is for nothing. Yeah, that sucks, man. I don't know if, I'm sure he probably said a little bit to you, Tap Out King. I mean, we had our differences there towards the end. We had a few creative differences, only because we were trying to kind of pull our channels in different directions. To be honest, my talent is in this and commentating and on the mic and stuff. It is not in editing and is not in graphics. And that comes to no surprise, I'm sure, with any of you guys. You see, I almost never do any editing. That's why I like live streaming so much. He's a wizard at that stuff. OBS and editing and all that stuff, he's very good at it. So tell him to give me a call, Tap Out King. He's not taking my calls. No. I'm sure I'll get a hold of him here, though. I should call him right now. Although it's like 5 in the morning over there in Netherlands. So, what time is it in Amsterdam?
It's 2:02 a.m.
Yeah, it's 2:02 a.m. Oh, he's probably still up. Remember when you showed Ryzen on YouTube? It was great. Oh, yeah, they loved that. So, Tap Out King, I showed Ryzen. God, that's still... I did it on this channel, actually, too, while my other one was suspended. So what happened on that was I showed the entire thing. Well, I showed several of them. I showed like 4. The last one I showed, the head of one of the head guys over at Fight TV and Copyright. Hats off to Fight TV for being this cool too. He sent me an email that said, "Really? You're going to stream our entire event on your YouTube channel? You should know better than that." He goes, "I'll give you a minute to take that down before I hit you with a copyright." So I took it down immediately. I want to say it was like Ryzen 12 or 13. I still have one of them. I still have 1 or 2 of them up there. All right. Thanks, Tap Out King. I don't know that he wants to talk to me, honestly, but we'll see. Like I said, you know, we had some creative differences. But I still love the guy. All right, guys, let's hit some trivia. Everybody go ahead and refresh your browsers. Yeah, Billy's got a little bit of an inside track on that one. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. But Billy, there's two things that I never do. I don't snitch on people. And if you ever work with me, I don't talk shit. So if I had issues with anybody, that's between me and that person. All right. Who was the first fighter to defeat Chuck Liddell in the octagon? Legendary Hall of Famer Chuck Liddell. Who was the first one to defeat him in the octagon? There it is. Oh, comedic genius. Had it. Horn. I could see he was trying to spell horn. It says Jorn, but then he put horn down here. So, comedic genius, that one is yours, sir. Probably the same thing as you, Billy. All right, comedic genius. We got a game going on here. We have Billy, Peter Ordinary, Jason, and Comedic Genius all on the board. We got CJ with 2,000 points leading the crew. And let's go to some recent news in MMA. This is pretty recent. Please don't look this up. I'm not sure how many people even know it, but go ahead and refresh your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. What horrible timing by the PFL, though, to have everybody watch the prelims on ESPN Plus and then have the main event on PFL 2 and not have any programming scheduled for in between. They literally just gave everyone 30 minutes to forget that they were watching PFL. What's up, Drunk Savage? Hey, free them, free the MMA holes, and free Fights with Friends, man. They're running on their second channel too. They got waxed just before I did. I know Drunk Savage is a regular over there. But we'll take you. We'll let you hang around tonight as long as you behave. No, you're all right, Drunk Savage. All right, next trivia question. This former UFC light heavyweight champion recently signed with Combates Americas. Combates Americas is a fast-growing MMA organization that is on DAZN. It's over there in Brazil. Yeah, that was crazy. What's up, Quincy? It is not Vitor Belfort. He's trying to sign with one. I think he has officially signed with one. I'm not sure. But I know he's been flirting with one. But it is not Belfort. This was announced here very recently. He's already got an opponent, too. Yeah, that was a big upset. Yeah. David Machado finished, first round finish in both weeks now. Henderson Ferreira, I thought that was a guy that could definitely win the whole thing. That guy had such fast hands and everything. And I hate to kind of compare him to another Brazilian, but the way his chin has kind of shit out on him, he kind of reminds me of Renan Barão over in the UFC. Guy was 25-0, gets waxed by TJ, and was never the same after that. I was not Rampage. There you go, comedic genius. It's not an official trivia week, and I don't know what you want, so I'll give it to you with the first name. It was Tito Ortiz. Shogun's still with the UFC. They talked about Shogun fighting John Jones again, possibly in December. And correct me if I'm wrong, but that's one of the stupidest things I've heard about MMA all year. Does anybody really want to see Mauricio Shogun Rua fight John Jones again in 2019? It wasn't competitive in 2009. Or whenever it was the first time they fought. So, comedic genius, 2 in a row here. So we have Peter, Ordinary, Billy, and Jason on the board with a grand apiece, and tied with 2,000 apiece, we have CJ and Comedic Genius. Oh, I forgot the cheer. But you don't want to see Shogun against John Jones, Billy. Tell me you don't want to see Shogun against John Jones. 2 questions, right? I got Las Vegas. Oh, you do. How did I screw that up? Thank you. All right. So I've had 8 questions. I've been doing so good with the points, too. All right, so a 3-way tie for first place. with 2,000 apiece. All right, let's throw another trivia question out there. Everybody go ahead and refresh your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Who was the Supreme Court nominee that said, "I like beer"? No, I'm just kidding. Just thought I'd throw an interesting question out there. Who was the PFL heavyweight runner-up? Yes, heavyweight runner-up that just got banned from the PFL. First fighter to ever be banned by the PFL. He's a heavyweight fighter, got himself in some legal troubles. Well, I don't know if he was banned. He was kicked out for the season. Let's put it at that. I imagine they may reserve the right to let him back in, but he is out for this season. And he was the runner-up last season. It was not Brock. Brock Lesnar should definitely fight in the heavyweight tournament in the PFL. Could you imagine? I mean, they would have to pay him some side money, of course. But if you just threw, how much do you think it would be worth to the PFL to throw Brock Lesnar in there and you just give him some undisclosed side money, $10, $20 million, whatever it is, and you throw him in there? There it is, Billy Hughes, the Cuddly Bear, Josh Copeland. And with that, the birthday boy moves to 3,000 points. You know, since this is a non-MMA channel, I should keep this around and do some... who would be interested in doing some trivia that was non-MMA related? Just thought of that since I put the strange Supreme Court question out there. And while we're speaking of world news, or national news, I should say, in between fights, is anybody near New Orleans? Thoughts and prayers with New Orleans. Hurricane Barry is set to hit ground in New Orleans tonight. So hopefully, everybody's okay. Hopefully it's not, hopefully it's not as bad as expected. Like the Old Man Club. Morgan Frier plus 1,600. That's worth 100, right or wrong? Morgan Frier, if she's plus 1,600, worth putting 100 on? I wouldn't put 100 on it, Sean, but I am an extremely safe bettor. I've lost one bet this year on Alexander Gustafsson versus Lionheart, Anthony Smith. But the only underdog I have bet, I believe, all year. No, I bet 2 underdogs. I bet Jorge Masvidal last week. And then the other underdog I bet was Roxanne Modafferi against Valentina Shevchenko's sister. And I cannot even remember her name, but she will forever be known as Valentina Shevchenko's sister. Antonin. Oh, Mikey, bring up if Bones Jones should be overturned. Thank you, Tap Out King. Yeah, that was a question today. That was a video that I posted today. I talked about if John Bones just one loss should be overturned. And the more I think about this, guys, he was talking, and most people were predominantly saying, no, it should not be overturned. I don't agree it should be overturned because I believe that the referee was within his right to disqualify Jones. If I was the referee, I definitely would have called it a no contest. But that's just because of my own personal beliefs. He was 100% within his right to rule the disqualification. Was one of his options, and he did. And I don't think the UFC and Dana White should be trying to undermine his decision. And I think it has huge implications across all of combat sports if it ever got overturned. And I don't know, has anybody really heard John Jones say much on this, though? I don't know that John Jones cares. You think it should be overturned, Sean? Or are you agreeing? I bet it was Steve Nasagati. Not me. Okay. Yeah, it might have been Steve. I don't know who the ref was. Jones wants it changed. Okay, thank you. Yeah. Because, I was feeling in that Thiago Santos fight, he said he wanted to challenge himself. He went in there, fought a kickboxing match with Thiago Santos. A lot of people actually scored that fight for Santos, by the way. Who scored that for Santos out there? I'm going to have to watch the fight again while I'm not commentating. I just watched it the one time. I had Jones winning it 3-2, but I'm thinking I really need to watch it again in silence because I seen a lot of people gave Santos that 5th round. And see, Jason says it's 3-2, so that tells me I really need to watch it again. I know Jason knows what he's talking about. I say overturn the L. Says Tap Out King. I mean, I wouldn't be extremely upset about it or anything. I think there's a lot of fights, a lot of things that should be overturned first. Like, how about giving Roy Jones his gold medal for the Seoul Olympics in '88, since the entire Olympic committee went to frickin' jail because they were convicted of taking bribes? What made it look like Santos lost is he was stumbling from a torn... Oh, torn... How tough is that, dude? Torn ACL, LCL, MCL, and meniscus. I mean, I didn't even know you could have that many things torn in your leg and knee. I didn't know there was that many things to be torn at one time. That's... dude, how crazy is that? Santos also slipped in the 3rd or 4th round. The judges may have counted as a knockdown. Yeah, Rogan was talking about that actually when I was listening to him. There was, Chris Curtis tonight, y'all, plus 400, giving you the underdog lock. I hit underdogs every week. Sean, I actually know Chris Curtis. That is a good bet. He's, he was in the Contender Series. I was talking to Sam Alvey about it at the time because he was actually sleeping on my friend Sam Alvey's couch. And he was so upset when they didn't give him that contract, which I definitely thought that he should have gotten it. Whether I knew the guy or not was irrelevant. I definitely thought he should have got the contract. I think it was on a night where Dana had already given out either 2 or 3 contracts. For whatever reason, he didn't get it. He said he was going to retire. Told Sam he's going to retire. I talked to Sam right afterwards. He's like, I'm going to talk to the kid. I think it's going to be all okay. I don't know what contact Sam has had to him recently because I haven't had Sam on the show and haven't really talked to him. But I'm pulling for Chris tonight. Hate when PFL does this BS. They really need to change this crap. Well, this is strange, man. This is really strange. This isn't just strange for the PFL. This is really strange for ESPN. Because like I said, you had the prelims over at 5 o'clock. And then you have no programming between 5 and 5:30. So you give everybody 30 minutes to forget about the PFL or start doing something else. You start watching a movie, you start doing something else, your girlfriend starts, giving you the business. You could easily be distracted and not make it back for the main event. Santos definitely wants this, Sean, but you have to beat the champ just like in boxing. Roy Jones, Pensacola in the house, boxing forever. Yeah, he got screwed twice in my mind. He's my top pound for pound, but I'm also biased because it's hard I would say he's pound for pound for modern day boxing because I haven't watched enough of the old fights with like Sugar Ray Robinson. I watched a couple of his fights with Jake LaMotta. My old boxing coach. I had a boxing coach for 2 years when I was in Tri-Cities. I was in Kennewick, Washington. My boxing coach was an old police officer, but he was actually friends with Jake LaMotta, the Raging Bull. That's the movie Raging Bull. Robert De Niro played him. He was friends with Jake LaMotta's son. So he was a big Jake LaMotta fan. So I sat there and watched a couple of the Sugar Ray Robinson, Jake LaMotta fights with him. But God, I would love to borrow his fight collection and upload it all to somewhere for all of you guys. Because, I mean, he had everything back to the beginning of VHS. And then he had stuff recorded on reel-to-reel, which I wouldn't even know how to go about telling you to record on reel-to-reel. But apparently you could. What's next for Askren, Mikey? I would say a podcast. Podcasting. I'd let him be my co-host. I'd make him wear a funny hat or something, but he could come on. Now, I don't think he's UFC level. His striking is so piss poor. And I really like him. I really enjoy his Twitter. I think he's a super funny guy. I'm not offended by any of his insults. They all hit hard with me. But I don't think if he is UFC level, he's not champion. He's not going to be champion, guys. I'm telling you right now. Ben Askren will not be a world champion in the UFC. If Ben Askren becomes, you guys can hold me to this, if Ben Askren becomes world champion in the UFC, I will go out and find whatever that Carolina Reaper or whatever is, that hottest pepper in the world. I'll come on and eat 2 of them in the middle of my stream. Sitting here, I'll never forget when Jones tested positive and the golden snitch and data were on damage control. Oh my God, was that not like the most mafia-looking thing ever? When the golden snitch is sitting there and Dana's like standing over him like he has a gun to his head. The only thing I could think of was like Robert De Niro in God, what was that movie when he hired the psychiatrist? The mob hires that psychiatrist for him and they won't let him leave and they keep on buying him all these gifts and stuff. Analyze this and analyze that. That's what that reminded me of. Jeff Nowitzki's just sitting there. He looks like the little weasel in, thank you, Bill. He looks like, the little weaselly guy. No offense to him. I guess that's pretty offensive. But, in Analyze This, that the mafia is intimidating. That's exactly what that reminded me of. Yeah, I moved an entire card for him. And Dana White never apologized to anybody. I know people, especially, you guys know I had one guy on the show for like an hour that had tickets and plane tickets and the hotel and all that stuff. And I know a lot of people that were like big UFC fans, several of them, I don't know about a lot, but several, thank you, Billy, that were like UFC Day 1 fans that bought tickets to that event that do not watch the UFC anymore. I mean, all Dana had to do was come out and say, I'm sorry for the inconvenience. And for whatever reason, he wouldn't do that. And he didn't even have to do it himself. I mean, he could have had a PR person come out on damage control, something. But there's also this philosophy, of course, out there now that once you apologize, that everybody says you're admitting you're wrong and everybody's going to come on, is going to attack you. But I just think this is a complete different situation. Asking to show trash, but everybody always enjoys a great comeback. Like I said, I really, really like the guy. I would love to hang out with him and knock some beers back, go around town, make videos. I think the guy's hilarious. I follow him on Twitter. I read like every one of his tweets. And I don't think he's malicious. I think he's a super nice guy. I wish the best for him. He's just not UFC championship level. Not at all. And he got, since he was a bit tenured and that contract that came out, he got 200 G's for losing that fight. He took a flying knee, got knocked out in 5 seconds, and went home with 200K. You know, so if you're feeling sorry for Ben, if he has no long-term effects on that, I mean, I think he was compensated quite fairly for those 5 seconds. Although I don't know if I want to take a flying knee like that for 5 seconds. For 200 G's, I would definitely take it. Yeah, that was ridiculous when they were suspending people for weed. I mean, that was like what, a year ago, year and a half ago? And now we say that and it sounds so crazy. But think about 5 to 10 years from now. Or think about people that weren't watching MMA and watching sports when that came out. And they tell people that they suspended this dude for 4 years for marijuana. How crazy that's going to seem. I mean, it's super crazy now. Don't get me wrong, but it's just so insane to think that you would suspend somebody for marijuana. All right, let's throw another trivia question out there. I don't have anything written down, but I'm just going to make it up on the fly. Because looks like I don't have anything. Everybody refresh your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There was a series, a documentary on Mike Tyson that was extremely popular. I want to say in like the 90s, early 2000s. It was like 5 DVDs. It showed a lot of highlights of his fights and things. It was probably maybe the most popular boxing documentary ever. Does anybody remember what that was called? I remember watching it several times. They played it on ESPN. They sold a ton of DVDs of it. What was it called? This was not a movie. This was like a documentary calling things. That's not the one I'm thinking of, though. That was maybe a little later on like Fox Sports or something. I guess it's a little bit of an obscure question, but it's not the one I'm looking for. They sold it in a box set. I'm looking at it right now. It was on DVD and actually also on VHS. There's a movie called Tyson. There was a movie on HBO called Tyson. But this documentary was probably the most popular documentary, I would say, pretty much ever Or maybe I just heard that much about it. It was a 3 DVD set. I went out and bought it on eBay. It was not called Beyond the Glory. I wish I could play it. It was really cool. It is really cool. Not Iron Mike. Oh, and look, PFL decided to come back. All right, so if you're waiting for PFL, they are on over on ESPN2. And I'm about to call time on this one. In 5, 4, maybe I should have been a little more descript. Given some more clues, but 3, 2, 1. All right, the documentary was called Man or Machine. 3 DVD documentary on Mike Tyson. Very cool. Highly recommend it. Honestly, now, so many years later, it's probably on YouTube. I almost guarantee you. If it's not on there by some kind of independent creator, the owner of it probably put it on YouTube now just to get the revenue. Because, I mean, this is a strange question. Doesn't have a whole lot to do with MMA, but who out there still buying DVDs? Because I have not bought a DVD in a long time either. And I'll go into that in a minute. My friend Ryan the Savage buys a ton of DVDs. But who didn't show up on Tuesday, by the way, Ryan, if you're out there. Didn't return my call. Snubbed me for the show. But anyways, all these streaming services that are coming out now, there's a lot of big hoopla over Netflix paid $100 million for one more year of Friends. Then after that, it goes over to some new streaming series. I cannot. There's so damn many of them now, I cannot even remember the name of the streaming service that it's going to be honest. It's not Hulu, though. Shit, I cannot. No idea. NBA news. Thunder trade Russell Westbrook to the Rockets for Chris Paul. Really? That's a pretty big trade. All right, I'll one-up you. Now, big announcement in MMA. Also, over there in Bellator, if anybody's still paying attention to Bellator, they just announced Gegard Mousasi versus Lyoto the Dragon Machida for Bellator 228. That is a rematch. But Russell Westbrook for Chris Paul. Was he having issues over there in Oklahoma? I can't stand the Oklahoma Thunder, by the way. I hope their owners die of an absolutely brutal death. Thank you, Tap Out King. I appreciate it. Yeah, he wanted out. That's what I think. Because I'm thinking Chris Paul's kind of older, right? Than Westbrook. Maybe that doesn't seem like an even trade. I could be wrong, though. I'm not real up on my NBA, but ever since my Sonics went to Oklahoma, that bastard trader that owns Starbucks sold our Sonics over to the Oklahoma. The investors from Oklahoma that stole our team. Sean Kemp and Gary Payton, all those guys back in the day. I won't get too far into that, though. Paul is 5 or 6 years older than Westbrook. Okay. I thought so. Yeah, he's doing a very good job. He was doing some commentating before he retired, but now he's definitely doing more. It's really cool to have somebody who's, a former fighter. That's something I always enjoyed about Boss, and that's something that really, sets Joe Rogan apart. Because he's got such knowledge, even though he wasn't, an MMA fighter. His MMA knowledge is extremely extensive. And he is, a highly skilled martial artist. Sarah Kaufman is the number 1 women's lightweight in the standings. Gana Fabian is number 2. Larissa Pacheco at number 3. Kayla Harrison, of course, will be fighting later. She is now a minus 2,600 favorite. 4 fights in her entire life, and she's a minus 2,600 favorite. Who was asking if they should put $100 on Morgan Frier? That answer is starting to look just a little, that's starting to get a little more tempting. It's fighting. It's like anything can happen. You never see 26-1 in MMA. That's nuts. Like Big John and Frank Mir is my favorite. Oh, yeah. I like Big John. The one thing I'm really interested in, though, or one thing that really miffs me is, he's been a referee for so long, and not only do I never agree with his judging, almost no one ever agrees with his judging. Maybe he's just that much smarter than me because he's been around it for so long, but, it seems very obscure. Most of the time. I like Kayla with an easy win. But she's going to have to pull this off in under 2 minutes to get the number 1 seed from Sarah Kaufman tonight. If you miss weight in the PFL, they don't fuck around. They do not play. Somebody missed weight for the second time in PFL history, and they just banned him. They told him, you're done. Don't come back to the PFL. And then Sarah Kaufman's opponent today missed weight. And so they asked Sarah Kaufman, they said, do you want to take the fight anyways? And you can earn more points. Or Zane Kamaka missed twice in the PFL. Yeah, Zane Kamaka, that's what I was going to get to. Is completely out of the PFL. Miss Brian Stan, yep. Just said, or we will give you 3 points, and we will give you your show and your win money. Which gave me a little piece of the puzzle because I had a question for Mr. Ray Cephos. I didn't know if they were giving show and win money in the PFL. So that answered that. There is show and win money. But the Hawaiian is up next. Last year's favorite to win the entire welterweight tournament ended up being the runner-up, Ray Cooper III, and he's going to be taking on a tough UFC veteran in John Howard. Who remembers that fight with Uriah Hall and John Howard back in the day? Besides the high-fiving that they were doing that was pissing me off, that was a damn good fight. Could have been even better if they hadn't wasted so much time giving high fives in the middle of the fight. But yeah, John Doomsday Howard, yep. Yeah, no, that John Howard and Uriah Hall fight was really good, though. Teddy Atlas tried to break down Masvidal knee. It was weird but flattering somehow. No, I didn't. But out of all the guys that aren't MMA analysts, if they're going to let any of these guys from other sports come in and commentate or analyze MMA, please never let Stephen A. Smith near it again. But I would be happy to listen to Teddy Atlas. For one, I love listening to Teddy Atlas. Super knowledgeable guy, one of the smartest analysts, boxing analysts ever. But I know that I will check it out, Comedian Genius. I know that if he does something, he's not going to jump in there like that jackass Stephen A. Smith and just start talking about something he knows nothing about without doing his homework. That guy is one of the most sincere human beings that I have ever listened to. And before he, that guy that nobody knew who the hell he was, that just pulled off the championship win to go win the championship in boxing. He went over to Russia and trained with the guy, had to meet his family and all that stuff before he would agree. They stream PFL free on YouTube. I believe they've been doing the prelims. Are they doing the main card too? I don't know. Says video unavailable. Oh, the uploader has not made this video available in your country. So I see what they're doing. So the first year, I got a notification from YouTube saying yes. I just went over there. It says video unavailable. The uploader has not made this available. Are you in the U.S.? Anybody who's not stateside, check it out. You may be able to watch it on YouTube. Because last year what they did is they had the prelims on Facebook, and then they would have the main card on, was it NBC Sports? And in other countries outside of the United States, I don't know how many countries it was. I think it was pretty much most countries outside of the United States, though. They put the entire card on Facebook. So if anybody else gets a stream to come up, let me know. I'm on there right now. It says video unavailable. This uploader has not made this video available in your country. And all of they have a live comment section, but it's all in another language. It's all in other languages. Nothing. I don't see anything in English. Ray Cooper III and John Howard coming up. All right, the semi-finalist, Ray Cooper III on the bubble. He fought his cousin. First fight in this one, he fought his cousin. Well, I don't think, they said he's on the bubble. I don't think he should be on the bubble, though. He got a finish, or he got a win. I don't remember when he got the finish last week, but John Howard, 10 years older, 36 years old, both men 5'7", a 2-inch reach advantage for John Howard over Ray Cooper III. Let's see if the Hawaiian can move his name back up on that board, or if John Howard is going to pull off the upset. 4 big fights on the main card here on ESPN2. Ray's cousins fought a PFL ban for missing weight twice. Oh, really? I knew he missed weight against Ray. I didn't, when I seen the name, I didn't put it together, but now I remember it. No, I didn't. I knew she was not doing well. That sucks. I like that show. John Howard, 27-15-1, 9 knockouts, 7 submissions. Plus 450 tonight, John Howard. So, if you put a Benjamin down on John Howard tonight, you're looking at 4.5 back if he can pull off the upset. Ray Cooper III, 18-6, 12 knockouts, 6 submissions. He's at minus 650 tonight. Only one of his wins ever went the distance. 18-6. Let's go Howard. Speed Ordinary. Keith Peterson. I kind of want to see Ray Cooper win. I kind of want to see Ray Cooper win the whole thing. Looking at him, I mean, he doesn't look real big though, but at 5'7", who else thinks this guy can make 155? I'm not sure I should be encouraging weight cutting, but he kind of looks like he could make 155. All right, guys. Round 1. John Howard and Ray Cooper III. John Howard in the ground. Oh, big right hand. Ray Cooper right out of the gate. Floors John Howard. And he is on top, and he is looking to get that first round finish. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, man. No big deaths this year, right, guys? Yes. We don't need any big deaths. Did she really pass away? I'm assuming I could make 150 speed try. Well, I mean, can you healthily? That's the thing. Well, I couldn't make one. Well, I don't know. Give me the right dietitian, maybe. Nice left hook on the ground and pound from Cooper the third, but John Howard pops up. I actually fought. Oh shit! This is gonna age me. I gotta think how many years back though. So over 10 years. I fought at 170, but that was over 10 years ago. Of course you are, Billy. Damn it. Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds. Oh, jeez. Exchange of shots in the clinch here. Oh, Cooper goes for the sweep. Oh, but nice uppercut and a left hook there from Howard. Oh, big left hook for John Howard. That hurt Cooper, and John Howard working quickly. Oh, Cooper is hurt. Another big left hook. And right hands and ground and pound, and it's all over. John Howard pulls off the upset. 4.5 to 1 underdog, and he just decimated Ray Cooper III's chin. Wow. Wow. Are you kidding me? When I seen John Howard's name come up on there against Ray Cooper III, I'm like, man, that's a guy that could give Cooper some trouble. And that is an upset. John Howard, if he didn't win that, was not making the playoffs. Ray Cooper, I'm not sure how many points he got last week. I know they're going to show it here in a minute. There it is. Oh, Howard blocks the left-right hook, throws the left hook counter right as Cooper's coming in, chin up with the right hand. Just bad defense. And he gets, oh man, hands down again. The second time, just get popped with that left hook. A lot of people might say that that's a sign of Ray Cooper III having a bad chin, which I'm not sure on the strength of his chin, but that was just piss poor defense. I mean, he was, he had his hands way down, no head movement, and just blasted Ray Cooper into another universe here. Oh, and you could see his eyes lighting up. That is so awesome to see. John Howard just shows that left hook. I mean, he's got this look on his face like, I found gold! I found gold! And for anybody interested, apparently ESPN Plus has the WBA middleweight title fight on at 4 o'clock in the morning. I will not be covering that. I'll be going to work at 4 o'clock in the morning. Big win for Doomsday. Still got it. Yes, it was. That was awesome. Oh, Lance Palmer coming back next week. This guy, that's 155 is deep everywhere, but it's also it is very deep. There's a lot of good 155ers in this tournament. Featherweights and lightweights, July 25th, so 2 weeks from today. PFL comes back. Yeah, it was a huge upset, man. Yeah, I'll be at work, man. If I could do this full time, I definitely would cover a middleweight title fight at 4 o'clock in the morning, if people ask me and I seen big interest. Billy's done what? Billy's went through 2, at least, of those excruciating rising cards. Because they start at like midnight and they're like 9 freaking hours. If he loses, he is sitting on the couch next to me. Yep. Billy actually came through and, God, how long did we stream that one day, Billy? We streamed for like 15, I want to say like 15 out of 18 hours. Billy sat in with me. We could, Mike, if we could get sponsored or travel to the fights. Quick, find us a millionaire. Exactly. I was talking to Billy earlier today. I was messaging him. I'm like, man, we need to get some financing because he's like my Jamie. Like, he knows what I'm going to say before I say it. Was there for a lot? Yes, you were. I remember you being there. I think that's the day I won trivia. Just due to time. There were some new people. That was the cool thing. It was either Ryzen. It was a Ryzen or a 1FC. I can't remember which one it was, but we got a lot of new people that we'd never seen before came in for trivia on one of those. Ashley Ward was one of them we'd never seen. It was Ryzen. Did I say PFL? What did I say? Anyways, it was Ryzen that we got a lot of new people. Yeah, probably. We've done 1FC too, though. Billy did 1FC with me. We were doing the one when Eddie Alvarez and Demetrius Johnson made their debuts. Done 2 WrestleManias now. One with Billy. Brock Lesnar was in both of them. Did UFC and then Ryzen later. Yep. That was brutal, man. After that last Ryzen show, Billy, I swear, I was sick for like 6 weeks, though. I wore myself down so much. That's why if you've noticed, I've cut down on the time on some of these streams. I don't generally do the early prelims on the UFC anymore because I kept damaging my voice. I fell asleep. I remember that, man. I was like, I haven't heard Billy in a while. Oh, dude, I was nodding off. Those intermissions were killing me. That was the horrible thing about it. Those intermissions. So they have like an hour intermission. About 60% of the way through the card. And we made it through. And then before the co-main event, which was a kickboxing bout, they had another intermission like 2 fights later. And I guess it's Ryzen controls it that way with the TV. And it looked like there were so many people in there. I'm guessing it's an issue probably live that they probably have those breaks, I'm guessing, so people can go to the restroom. There's so many damn people. I knew we did we do 50? Yeah, I think we did. Holy shit. Yeah, because we had to do so many trivia questions because we had to fill in that hour intermission. It was at least an hour. I don't know. I haven't seen Black Beast either. I'm sure we got a few people on those crazy streams from other countries that we probably don't see all the time. Because it's like 5 in the morning there or something. Oh, yeah, Big Black Jerome. I don't know, man. I haven't seen him in a while. John Howard says, I really respect you. I didn't want to fight you, but we had to do what we had to do. Doesn't get much classier than John Doomsday Howard. Yeah, I haven't seen him in a while. I wonder what he's up to. Think he's been going to food. Oh, he better not be. I think we're gonna have to jump him. I agree, Peter. I agree. They got kicked off too. I think they're done off YouTube. Are they gone? I think they're gone. It's blood in, blood out with Fights with Friends. Thank you, Peter Ordinary. More like fight butts. Yeah. Comedic genius. And to answer your question on the 420 stream, if I have a job, when I get a job that won't fire me for doing that, I'll do another 420 stream. Just for you, bro. As long as you stop making fun of me for being fat. Remember, the two baddest dudes in the world right now have dad bods. You got Andy Ruiz Jr. over there knocking out the Roman Gladiator and Anthony Joshua. And then you got DC, the UFC heavyweight champion. Yeah, who would have thought with all the technology, all the drugs, all the technology and everything out there right now, that the heavyweight champions in the two biggest combat sports on earth would look like they spent half their day at a buffet. Oh, jeez. Zeferino versus Vilicevic next. Bijan Vilicevic. Joel Zeferino. Joel Zeferino was not here for the first week. Oh, did you see that PFL sponsored by Onnit? So Joe Rogan had talked a little crap about this, but he's had Eve Edwards on the show talking about it twice. And so Onnit threw him a sponsorship. God, I got to tell you guys, some of these energy drinks are so nasty. So nasty. And make you jittery, feel like you're going to have a heart attack, whatever. Oh, man, there's a few of them that I like. But, God, this new Alpha Brain Instant. I mean, I like the pills, but I don't drink coffee anymore. Very, very rarely do I drink coffee. And I loved coffee. I still love coffee. But this Onnit Alpha Brain drink, and I'm not even usually a fan of peach. This stuff is freaking delicious. I'm going to have to come on here one of these Saturdays and make a rye brain. See how that goes over. We'll mix the peach Onnit drink with some whiskey. But anytime you go to Onnit.com, guys, you want to earn an extra 10%, and I would really appreciate it because it definitely helps me out. They send some cash my way. And they're not even a credit. Onnit.com, anytime you go over there, you try a free trial, do anything over there on Onnit.com/fights of friends. They send $25 my way. And even more if you sign up for some kind of 30-day like revolving membership like I have for the Alpha Brain now, because for one thing, I kept on forgetting to order it, so I would run out. And then when they went to the drink's running out all the time. Well, thank you, Peter Ordinary. I appreciate it. Cut diamonds. Oh, Jesus. All right. More big fights coming up next. Real quick, trivia question. I'm going to throw another current events out there. Somebody's probably seen this, so it might be a speed test. I'll make sure and give you guys an extra second to update your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Oh, Jesus. Oh, it's hilarious. All right, so today, Jorge Masvidal made a big call out, and it is not for the champion. But it was a big call out. It's getting a lot of attention. Who did Jorge Masvidal call out today? There it is, Pete Ordinary, Conor McGregor. You are correct, sir. João Zeferino versus Bojan Balakovic coming up next. Serbia versus Brazil. And Peter Ordinary with the quick trigger there. What's up, Virtual Identical in the house? The Twitter king. Dude, I'm almost up to 500. I had like no Twitter followers. All right, Michael, you are now a moderator. Should update it here in a second. You might have to refresh, but that was that Shroom Tech Sport. I haven't tried the Shroom Tech Sport. I'm gonna have to try it. Does anything anybody take now live up to like a Fedra? I might have a heart attack now if I took that shit. But when it was legal back in the day, did you guys, any of you, take a Fedra back in like the late 90s, early 2000s before they banned it? That stuff was, oh God, I guess there's a reason that they banned that stuff. Lucia. João Zeferino, 33 years old. Bojan Balakovic, 30 years old. Zeferino, or Vlachovic's going to have a 7-inch reach advantage, 76-inch reach, only an inch taller. When I was a teen, yes. I remember, in my early 20s, we used to take that on the freight crew. But guys, there was, this guy's for skinny pods. What's that like? But I can't even remember what the weight was at the time, but there was a certain weight. Bojan Balakovic, plus 120, 16-9, 5 knockouts, 8 submissions. I don't remember what the weight was, but I had never benched it more than 6 times. And I took 3 of those hydroxycut with a Fedra, and I pumped it out 10 times. I mean, first time, like literally it made me that much stronger. I took 3 of those pills, waited like 10 minutes, and pumped out almost twice as many reps. João Zeferino, 23-9, 4 knockouts, 16 submissions. So don't tell me, wow, finished 20 of his 23 bouts, 16 by submission, João Zeferino. But don't tell me that these supplements are, that these PEDs aren't a huge advantage, especially when you have fighters that are so close in skill. You guys wouldn't try to tell me that. I know that. All right. Here we go, guys. 0 points so far for these guys. Both of them looking to put some points on. Hoping to make a last-ditch attempt at the point. Oh, big left hook in her right hand out of the gate from Zeferino. Oh, he's got some hands. Nice left hook and right hand again. He is popping tonight. Inside leg kick there from Zeferino. And Bojan Balakovic, he was impressive last year. But God, Zeferino is... Nice inside leg kick there from Balakovic. But Zeferino is finding his spot early. Oh, a straight right and another big left hook from Zeferino. I have a feeling Zeferino is going to knock Balakovic out. Nice inside leg kick there from Balakovic. And since I was nice enough to put up the time clock, Bill, you guys could sync up with me. Zeferino needs to accept it and shave his head. His hair is gone. Oh, yeah, you're right. Oh, it looks ridiculous. Nice right hand, though. Left hook in the right hand. Oh, nice right hook from Vucevic coming in there, though. And I like the strike speed thing up there. The UFC needs to do that because I want to know what the speed was on that truck that hit Ben Askren on Saturday. Jesus. If you were an atheist before that card, I mean, the fact that Jorge Masvidal could put his hands behind his back and within 2 seconds be across the cage, hit Ben Askren with a flying knee and knock him unconscious, that proves to me there's a God right there. 12 miles an hour. My fighter doesn't want to come out of the corner for my wife. Oh, Jesus. Oh my God, comedic. That's not cool anymore. Thank you, Peter. That's not cool in 2019 anymore, comedic genius. And there's too much technology out there for you to get caught. All right, thank you. Zeferino with the takedown. Got side control here. Or no, actually inside the open guard of Vucevic. Up against the fence. I like these referees that are that break the fight super quickly, like if there's not much action. That's one of the big things I like about Ryzen. If they could just cut out all those damn intermissions. One day you'll get Twitter, make the world... Yeah. Exactly, Peter. Peters, you were one of the like 3 people that I seen that seen that tweet probably. But guys, help me out. Help me out. Follow us over at Twitter. We follow a lot of fighters and stuff too. You definitely need to follow Michael Pauley too because he posts a bunch of fights over there at FightsWFriends. And see, I can post short videos and fights over there, and I don't care. What are they going to suspend me for like a day? It's not that big of a deal. I don't make any money off it. It's just to, grow my audience. There's some shots to the body there from Vucevic into network with fighters. And they break back to the center of the cage. Inside leg kick from Vucevic. But watch out for that overhand right of Zeferino's. Oh, he hurt him just with the jab there. Zeferino's power is... Oh, he hit him with that right again. Oh, nice straight left there from Vucevic, but he walks into another right hook from Zeferino. Oh, overhand right again from Zeferino. He's landing that overhand right every time he throws it. Vucevic goes for the head kick there, but misses. Straight left lands for Zeferino. Better keep that left up. Yeah, he better, man. He's getting tagged. Nice body kick there from Vucevic, but he's got it. Oh, he ducks under it that time and lands a right hook of his own. Sign up for an open mic on the Monday of the 4th, but I chickened out. My anxiety went to 1,000. Oh, big right hand from Vucevic. And I'm not sure if Zeferino was off balance or if Vucevic actually hurt him there. It's hard to tell from the angle. Oh, I don't blame you, comedic genius. God, I gotta tell you, so my first amateur boxing match, I didn't decide to go to like some small arena or anything. I went back when they used to have the thing called the Tough Man. And they had it on FS1. And I was fighting in Kennewick in the thing called the Tri-Cities Coliseum. And I told everybody. I'm in this thing. I told everybody I knew. All my friends at work, all my family, everybody. And they're all there to cheer me on. And there's 15,000 people. And I was so nervous that I remember waiting for my walkout music. And to this day, I still could not tell you what they played for my walkout music. I know they did. I don't ever remember hearing it. I was fighting this big Samoan dude because they put us in they didn't have enough people, so they just mixed up the weight classes. I got hit a bunch the first round. I circled around this guy, kind of ran from some. Dude got tired, luckily. I was having a panic attack. I was literally having a panic attack. And we went through a round. The guy was only like 19 years old, though, this big Samoan dude. And after a round of tagging me, he got tired and gave up. So I won the fight because he gave up. All right, here we go. Round 2, 4:20 left of the second round. Oh, nice straight left off of the body kick there from Vlicevic. He seems to be getting that timing down. It is not on YouTube. This was before YouTube existed. Nice overhand right there from Zeferino, way before YouTube existed. This was, I want to say I was 24 or 25. So this is 15, this is like 2004 probably. Probably around 2004, 2005. Yeah, tell me about her, Peter Ordinary. He was, we went to the bar for the weigh-in, and I was trying to talk to the guy, and he wouldn't, of course. When we were at the bar, and I didn't know I was going to be fighting him at the time because he was bigger than me. And I was going to invite him over to drink with us because dude looked like he was 30 years old. And dude was freaking huge. And then afterwards, he's like, hey, I'm leaving. I'm like, you going to sit down and have a drink with us? That tells you how stupid I was. We get the weigh-in. I'm fighting the next night. And I'm over down in drinks. But the guy says, I'm not 21. I got to go. I'm like, how old are you? He says, 19. And I'm thinking, I don't think I have the fight anywhere. We'd had no cell phones back then. Yeah, I graduated in 97. Zeferino on top here in the half guard of Vlicevic, but not a lot of action here. It's 19. I was a monster. I was pretty ripped at 19. I was doing pretty good at 25, too. I was just so freaking nervous. I mean, and I felt like I was going to throw up. Not just the entire walk down there and during the entire fight, but the whole rest of the evening. My anxiety was so high. I never did throw up, but I felt like I was going to throw up the entire night. And I ended up fighting twice more. I didn't learn my lesson. I came back the next year. I ended up fighting twice more in the Tough Man Challenge. Went 1-1. And then, I fought this dude that hit like a fucking jackhammer. I think he gave me permanent brain damage, and I was done. And this guy hit me, and like literally, it felt like you were getting hit with a baseball bat. He's a 175er. He ended up winning back-to-back tournaments in the state. I don't know where he went nationally, but his name was Paul, and this guy would hit me, and just everything would go black. So I knew I was feeling punch drunk, so I went down once on purpose, and I rolled all the way over to get a break, and I took a standing 8 count. Oh, nice right hook there from Zeferino. He's looking to line up that overhand right again. Anyway, so I roll all the way back because I'm like, I need a break. I just need to get through this round. So I take the knee to the 8 count. The ref doesn't stop the fight. We go into the second round. And I'm landing some jabs. I'm starting to move around on him. I'm realizing that, that I can land on him. I'm landing with the jab. He doesn't have the greatest defense. And then he hits me with a couple more of those bombs. And I could have stood up for more, but I went down again. And I kind of just went down with the punch to get another break. And what's going on in my mind is, all right, last ditch effort. I'm going to go down. And when I get back up, I'm just gonna take wild overhand swings at this guy and go for broke. When I went down again, I popped right back up, and I must have been pretty wobbly on my legs because for whatever reason, I didn't take the standing 8 count, and the referee just stopped the fight immediately. Other comics were also all beginners, so I wasn't overwhelmed or feeling bad. I felt better that we're all on the same level if they were crushing. See, you need to go back then, comedic. You need to go back. I would have left feeling shitty, but I didn't. Getting their money. I don't like seeing all the mismatched weird shorts. Yeah, and I used to box, a lot for fun, like back in the day. With people, and this guy hit way harder than anything I'd ever felt. All right, Zeferino and Bolicevic. That time clock's actually 10 seconds off again, but it's exactly 10 seconds. Nice right hand up top and a left hook to the body here from Zeferino. Links up and back to the center of the cage. Zeferino needs a stoppage win to make the playoffs. Nice body kick. Flying body kick from Zeferino. Oh, right hand and a left hook. There from Zeferino. And Randy has this around a piece. I gave the first one to Zeferino. Honestly, I don't even remember who won that last round. It was kind of boring. I wasn't scoring. Mike was going to fight Big Hurt from Fresh Out. Oh, Jesus. Who was MMA host? Yeah, what happened to that other... Oh, the YouTuber you were going to fight? Yeah, Chris from MMA host. I don't even really want to say a whole lot because that was one of the reasons that my Twitter couldn't grow forever, because he had sent his trolls after me like crazy. We're all good now, because I kind of felt bad for him because he got banned too. What's up, Adam from Ellen? Chris died. Oh, Jesus. Oh, nice left hook. Oh, big overhand right there from Zeferino. Zeferino going for the takedown. Bolicevic turns around and gets the back, though. 3:10 left still in this third round. Like I said, the clock's 10 seconds off, actually, though. Adam in the house, though. Oh, and back up. He was talking all this shit on Twitter, but he wouldn't even address the fact that I was challenging him to a fight, because he'd already talked all this shit about me, and he started it back in the day, and he was posting videos of some of my early commentary on my cell phone and making fun of it. So I was like, dude, you want to make some money, you want to get some viewers? I'm like, we should fight. I'm like, I'm going to beat the shit out of you, but, you get a few viewers out of it. And he would never address it, except for to make fun of me. No, I'm good, Peter. Thank you. Chinless sidekick sucks, too. That says... you would piece him up, Mike. Show the world he is a fraud. He would just send trolls after me when I was talking about it. So I stopped calling him out. But anytime, any place, if he still wants to if he ever wants to make that happen, yeah, I'll piece him up. Oh, Zeferino going for a submission here. Bolicevic keeping calm here. Oh, he turns the wrong way right into the back, though. Zeferino's got his back now. We'll see if he can get hooks in. So he's at a weird angle here. Bolicevic is kind of to the side, and that might save him, but Zeferino's got quite a bit of time here. Can't fight with his Cheeto fingers. Oh, jeez. Zeferino going for this finish here, trying to get this choke. He's just, you can get a choke from this thing. Oh, nice job of kicking off the wall. He's trying everything he can to straighten Vucevic out. Vucevic is turned to the side at a really weird angle where Zeferino just can't get the choke underneath. Never be able to RNC his side kicks. She'd slip out every time. Oh, Jesus. Looking for a brace. Oh, it's horrible. That's hilarious, though, asking for a friend. Yeah, I mean, if they're gonna put on Tom Cruise versus, you know, that jackass Justin Bieber, that's Zeferino 29-28 on my card. I definitely have him winning rounds 1 and 3. Like I said, I wasn't paying enough attention to round 2 to score it, but I know it wasn't a 10-8, so I got Zeferino. But yeah, I think round 3 might have been somewhat of a close round too. Zeferino, I definitely got Zeferino on the first round. I thought he won the third as well. All right, and after this, the 2-time Judo gold medalist, Kayla Harrison. Wow, and that's going to be it already, the main event? Oh, no, that's not the main event. Main event is Chris Curtis versus Magomed Magomedkerimov. So 2 more fights to go, but Morgan Frier and Kayla Harrison is next. They should just concede. I don't even know if she has 4 MMA fights. I mean, honestly, they should just concede to the more popular Olympic champion, and I would have made her the main event. PFL, they're not the UFC yet. You know, they haven't been around long enough. You want to keep people around, and this is she's who you've been advertising all week. That's the face they've been putting behind it. So I would just make her the main event. I don't think people would get that upset. Oh, Mastiff. Blame it on the Mastiff, dude. Blame it on the Mastiff. Those things stink. Nice dogs, but man, they... Wow. Just wondering who I blame them on after he dies. Oh, dude, you feed him like some cheap wet food. Don't make that mistake. Done that with my big ass dog, and yeah, you're regretting that for about 4 days. So it was this organic stuff. Uriah Faber fights on Saturday. Yes, he does. So I guess I'll let everybody know now. So in case you're planning on doing something, Billy, I'm not doing Saturday. It's not the most exciting card. I'm kind of pissed off at the UFC. And I figure it's a good week to go. It's a good Saturday to go do something with the family. Faber's and Drexler 2011. So I'm skipping out on this Saturday, and I don't really even feel like messing with the UFC. Although I think Ricky Simon is going to beat the shit out of Uriah Faber. Unfortunately for him. It was a nightmare. 5 p.m. Pacific, starting next week. There is a few good fights on that card. But if you look through that card, well, the interesting thing is they put some of the better fights actually on the undercard. And then they have some real trash cards, fights on the main. Not all trash, but is it Paulo Fila? I'd have to bring up the card. I hadn't paid a whole lot of attention to it because I had decided not to cover it. But Yeah, Juliana Pena and Nico. Darren Elkins and Ryan Hall is on the undercard. And Andre Fili versus Shaman Moraes. Both those cards are on the undercard on a card where the main event is Jermaine Dramandamy and Aspen Ladd. Oh, Benil Dariush is fighting too, though. That's not the worst card ever. It just makes it look so bad, I think, because the main event is garbage. But how can you put Carl Roberson, the Dana White Contender Series guy, versus Wilmington Turman as the fourth fight of the whole thing? And then you have Darren Elkins versus Ryan Hall on the prelims. I don't understand that. All right, here come the scorecards. 30-27. 30-27 and 29-28. I think I know who that is then. 3 points in the welterweight division. Joel Zeferino. That's what I thought. What's up, the great benefactor? They can't stop us. They can't stop us. They can't cancel us. I have multiple channels. So I came over on the other one. Fights of Friends streaming is still suspended. Who likes Morgan Frier tonight? As far as like doing what? Like making me dinner? Or for a date? Or like to win over Kayla Harrison? I don't like her to win over Kayla Harrison. Yeah, no, I don't see that happening. Only 2 weeks in the regular season. PFL goes to the playoffs. Yep. They're taking a fairly long break, though. ESPN Tyron wants a rematch. Ooh, man. I would say he deserves an immediate rematch if it hadn't have been so dominating for Kamaru Usman. I mean, not only did Tyron not win a round, I mean, you cannot argue that he won 1 minute out of those 25. I think she's pretty too. I like her. I think he needs one. Thank you, Great Benefactor. Great Benefactor comes through with the first donation of the night. And thank you, because this, I don't know if you guys noticed that there's no commercials on this, but this channel, this stream is completely unmonetized. Because I forgot to redo the settings to monetize everybody, but right before Kayla, you guys are probably all going to get an ad because I just remembered by that. So if it's less than 30 seconds, I would think that you're really awesome if you didn't hit skip. But you might get an ad now. Let me know if you did, though, because I'm curious. Alright, so I just monetized this video. Yeah, I completely forgot. Sean transphobic. Oh, Jesus. Looks like she used to do... Oh, God. Yeah, Morgan Frier is not... it's not a real attractive looking lady, but... Jeez. Oh, I'm sure you would, comedic. I did not have to ask. I already knew the answer. What about Sarah Kaufman? You know Sarah Kaufman. Sarah Kaufman and Kayla Harrison are going to have to fight sometime if one of them's going to win the tournament. And with no fights coming into the PFL. She has so much less experience than Sarah Kaufman. I mean, that's going to be a crazy challenge for her. Facebook group. We'll have a watch party for UFC Sacramento on Saturday. All right. Thank you, Billy. That would be... I'd appreciate that. Yeah, do that. Even though I won't be there. I'll drop in and check it out. I'll drop in and check it out sometimes. But actually, my daughter has a theater play that night. She's doing it for 3 weeks, but that was also the only Saturday that I was like, this card is not electric. I was kind of thinking about skipping it anyways, and then, you know, when they put the kibosh on Fights of Friends, I was like, all right, I'm going to choose that Saturday. So, I think I'll win the dispute. There's no reason that I shouldn't. Obviously, I didn't do anything against the copyrights. PFL is taking a month off, then playoffs in October on ESPN2. Nice. That's going to be awesome, man. What play she doing, Fiddler? God. All kids do Fiddler in the Rough. Well, she's 17, so she's in an actual, like, city theater. So they have actual big budgets and stuff. She's not doing with the little kids now, but I'm going to be really quiet and say I don't remember which one this one is. She just finished the Addams Family, which was really awesome, though. She did a very good job. She got the main role in it of Wednesday Addams. Kind of a cool thing. If you ever watched the Addams Family, the play, it's when they're all grown up, and Wednesday Addams is 17, and she's like a hunter with a bow, and my daughter's 17, and she's a hunter with a bow, and the Wednesday Addams is a badass. My daughter's a badass, so they kind of had to give it to her. Little Mermaid is Black Death. I don't give a fook comedic. I seen that. Who cares, man? Let them have their Little Mermaid show. Why would that upset me? I mean, whatever, man. But here's the big win on this one, though. If Disney wants to really kill it on this movie, so they're making The Little Mermaid black. Let me tell you why I'm okay with this. Because here's the killer. What's the dude Zeus or whatever that's Little Mermaid's dad? If Little Mermaid's black, they have to make The Rock her dad. They absolutely have to. If they don't, they're completely retarded. Unless he denies the role, they have to make The Rock her dad. When marriage should be dark. Lives out in the ocean along the Middle Passage. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, you know, I don't care about all that stuff. There's part of the thing right now is like, I could see for a while people were like, you know, make things the way that they were originally. But nobody's going to deny there used to be a bunch of racist frickin' people in this country that kept a lot of women and minorities down. Everybody knows that. So remakes are the big things right now. That's what people are really coming out for, is the remakes. So if you're going to give everybody an even chance, I think you're going to have to kind of suck it up a little bit and see some different kind of characters in some of those roles. That being said, the Ghostbusters with the women absolutely sucked. But my daughter liked it, so. Tired of the Rock. Peter Ordinary, I don't like one movie. I like The Rock as a person. I don't actually like any movies he's ever been the star in. I think they're all horrible. And I was really looking forward to Hercules because of all his working out and everything. And it was so ridiculous. It was such a bomb. It's probably one of the worst action movies of all time. I mean, if you want to watch a movie that's like so bad it's funny, watch the Rock watch Hercules with The Rock, because it's literally one of the biggest flaming pieces of garbage ever, in my opinion. I'm a big Fast and Furious fan. He almost ruined the series, and I'm sure he didn't write this, but the thing where he's got the cast and he breaks through the cast when he squeezes his hand. If he wasn't it made me want to punch him. If he wasn't The Rock, and I know he could break me in half with one hand. But like I said, he's not the writer. I'm sure he didn't write that. I think he just takes whatever roles that they give him a minimum of $40 million for. This chick Morgan scares me, says Peter Ordinary. That's a lot of money if she wins. I mean, I didn't see what the final odds were on her. Kayla is minus 26. So Morgan's probably at least plus 1,000, I would imagine. But I'm tired of The Rock. Oh, I wouldn't watch The Little Mermaid anyways, so that's why I don't care. Canadian government promotes diversity. Diversity major white means less white people. But I don't care. I got other things to worry about. It really doesn't affect me that much. I'm not running for office. Rock and Sean William Scott, a.k.a. Stifler, were good in the rundown. I understand some people's point on it, but I just don't have the energy to care. Remake Police Academy. Bet if they do, they'll have a black cop kill a white dude and say some cheesy remark. Well, you got to do something to get Eddie Murphy back out, right? You said the new Jumanji was good. I have not seen that. I'm gonna have to check it out, because I was a big fan of the other Jumanji. I thought it was pretty good. The one, 10 years before that or whatever it was. Kayla Harrison, she will clinch the number 1 seed with a first round stoppage of 2 minutes and 22 seconds or less. She was crying after her last match, literally in tears, because she did not finish her opponent. That's how intense of a competitor she is. Sean William Scott's Goons movies are good too. Oh, Goon movies. Huh. Oh, check them out. Rock should remake Lethal Weapon with Damon Wayans. Oh, my G. I know they did the TV show remake, but I want the movies remade. Oh, Jesus. Remember Lethal Weapon 4 with Jet Li? That was freaking awesome. Kayla Harrison, 29 years old. Both women 5'8". Frier a year younger, but she will have an 8-inch reach advantage. So there you go. If you're looking to make a buck, you're going to get more than 10-1 odds on Morgan Frier, and she's got an 8-inch reach advantage to back your bucks. That being said, I'm not recommending betting on Morgan Frier. Just saying. All right, yes or no? Who thinks that Kayla Harrison finishes it in under 2 minutes and 22 seconds and clinches the number 1 seed? Morgan Frier, she's now 4-2, 3 knockouts and a sub. So plus 1250. Of course, one of those losses was in this tournament to Sarah Kaufman. God, you agree to join this tournament. You're 4-1, and they throw you to veteran Sarah Kaufman in your first fight, And then they throw you to double gold medalist Kayla Harrison in your second fight. Oh, Billy says no. Peter already says no. So, all right. I say she does it. I say she's going to come out intense. I say Kayla Harrison, she's going to win. She's just going to go in there. She's going to throw her over, and she's going to armbar her or choke her. I think she finishes her in less than the 2 minutes and 22 seconds. Want to see Stuber starring Steve Batista. It's like the stupidest name for a movie ever, but now that I've watched some of the previews, I'm like, man, I might actually watch that. Yes, only American to win a gold medal in judo ever, and she won 2 of them. Back to back. Yes, she's a champ in the fucking Olympics. All right, here we go. Kayla Harrison in the red, Morgan Frier in the gray and black, and Kayla, she cannot waste a lot of time to get that number 1 seed because she's got 2 minutes and 22 seconds to clinch that seed. 30 seconds in. And a 1-2 for Kayla. Oh, and Frier, she goes down, and Frier kind of helps her out and goes down. Kayla get in the back. I think the question is here, does she get it in under 2 minutes and 22 seconds? It's a big ground and pound here from Harrison. Frier doing a good job of holding the wrist there. And Morgan Frier admitted that her first fight against Sarah Kaufman, it's the first time she'd seen those kind of lights. Definitely the biggest event she'd ever been involved in. And she said that the pressure really got to her. Oh, big shots. The ground and pound here from Kayla Harrison. With the back, she does not have hooks in. Now, she almost put hooks in there. A couple more shots. She's a minute and a half in. She's got about 45 seconds to finish this off. She's in side control, landing some shots in the half guard. She needs to go for a submission here. She's not going to get it from the half guard. She's running out of time. Less than a minute. Oh, she's got about 30 seconds left to pull this off. It's got to be in 2 minutes and 22 seconds. And we are 2 minutes in right now. She has 22 seconds to finish this fight. It doesn't... Oh. I think her corner's got to be telling her she's running out of time. She's got 10 seconds. 10 seconds, Kayla. And there it is. It is came and gone. Kayla Harrison will not be the number 1 seed. Sarah Kaufman clinches the number 1 seed. Oh, big elbows and hand fists in the top. And they asked her before. Kayla said she didn't care where she was seen. Oh, these are some big shots. She is blistering Morgan Frier. And she also said, I guess, that she wanted to make sure and go out there and get some work. And she wanted to work on her striking in this fight. Can't help but notice she takes 10 ass. Wow, big shots there from Kayla. Oh, Stepher's mom, yep. Oh, man. Big ground and pound here from Kayla Harrison. I mean, this is still going to be big in the seeds for her to get a first round finish. Remember, only 4 of... Oh, there it is! Referee stops the fight. It is all over. Kayla Harrison, 3.5 minutes into the first round. And she will be the number 2 seed in the tournament. And Sarah Kaufman will go in as the number 1 seed and by far with the most experience in this tournament. Up next, the welterweight champion of the PFL, Magomed Magomedkerimov takes on Sam Alvey, prodigy and Dana White Contender Series winner. He won, but was not offered the contract. Chris Curtis, who is a 4-1 underdog tonight against the champion. Kayla class more big time. No chance. Oh, that's great. Oh, Jesus. All right, guys, let's throw out a trivia question. Everybody, refresh your browsers. And in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And here we go. Kid is afraid. All right. And in his second big blockbuster attempt in the United States, in this martial arts movie, Jackie Chan's movie, they take a motorcycle and jump it over a train. What movie was it? Came out not too much after the #1 smash hit Rumble in the Bronx. Now, Rumble in the Bronx was first, which I watched at the theater. That's how freaking old I am. Now, we watched the drive-in. What was the second one? Second movie in the States. I think it only went to number 8. Rumble in the Bronx was the first one. I'm just taking that from memory. I should probably make sure that it was the second. Rush Hour was way later. Much bigger, though. It was not Drunken Master. What's up, Ernest Coiler? Gold Medallion. That was a good one, man. That was years later, though. Unfortunately. And some of these movies that he had, they brought them back out in the United States years later. Like Twin Dragons, which I really like that movie. Karate Kid. Oh, it's great. Yes, Rumble in the Bronx was amazing. Make sure I'm correct about this being his second movie over here. I'm just Mr. Nice Guy. That was a good one too, but that was years later. They did make a second one of this one too. Not much, man. What's up, Ernest? Tuxedo was also years later. This actually went by 2 names. Who Am I was much later too. This was way older. It was actually initially released outside of the United States in 1992. And then was re-released just a few years later. And it went by a different name in China. It was not Shanghai Nights. It was known by a different name in China and Hong Kong. It was actually, in those countries, it was part of a series. Not Drunken Master 2. Not the Shootout. I think I have to tell you guys. God, I loved this movie when it came out, though. Of course, I loved everything like that then. No, it's not Twin Dragons. Another good one. He's had a lot of good movies. So, have you guys heard of the Police Story series over in China and Hong Kong? This one was known as Police Story 3. In the United States, it was known as Super Cop. And later then they came out with Super Cop 2. So if you haven't seen Super Cop, that's a really good one. Another gem that came out not too much after that was Operation Condor too. Yeah, Police Story 4 is good for sure. Kayla Harrison says she gives her performance tonight a B-. So I got to watch the shots here. I don't know. I didn't see if she tapped or if the ref stopped the fight or if it was early. She was landing some big shots. I was a little surprised to see that the fight was... Oh, there it was. Oh, she did get a Kimura. And Frier tapped. I didn't even see that. Oh, she tapped big time. She was really tapping. Okay. I thought the ref stopped it. I couldn't see the angle. I'm out of Chan movies. It was Super Cop, Billy. Did you not hear me? Sorry. Which is also known as Police Story 3. Police Story 3 in China and Hong Kong. And in the United States, it was Super Cop. And yes, I also seen that in the theaters. Kayla Harrison, 3 out of 5 PFL wins by first round stoppage. And she says, I'm going to be a millionaire. Mama brought daddy Oh, that sounds delicious. All right, we have one more. I was about to even stop. We got one more. Kayla got it done. We have the welterweight champion, Magomedkerimov, going up against my friend and Sam Alvey protege, Chris Curtis. Guy that won on the Dana White Contender Series, but they didn't take him. And there's Sarah Kaufman. She's the number 1 seed. Oh, wow. You could tell she has really put on the weight to make that 165-pound class. Oh, wow. All right. I guess we're all getting older. She is in her late 30s. I thought she looked a little younger than that. I don't want to be mean. But that was a bit surprising, that's all. Kayla got it done. Action man, Chris Curtis. Oh. Yeah, Kaufman put on a few pounds. But, I mean, that's what she's got to do. They're fighting at 165, I believe. Is it 155 or 165? It's a heavier division than they have in the UFC. Julia Budd from Bellator called out Cyborg and Kayla Harrison. Well, she's got to win this week to beat either one of those. But honestly, before they announced her for the main event on this last Bellator card, I had no idea who she was. Does she have a judo body? I think they're fighting at 145. Okay, okay. So it is the UFC. So it is the UFC. All right. She had a dad bod. Oh, that's hilarious. That is hilarious. Guys, this economy is strange right now. It's fairly good here in Seattle. But I'll tell you, my dad just retired. My mom didn't work most of her life, and they're getting like $1,200 a month for the two of them. Luckily, they own their house, but my dad's been working. My dad's been filling out W-2s literally since he was 8 years old. Unfortunately, when we were growing up, he didn't contribute extra to his 401k and to his retirement. I won't make the same mistake. Guys, make sure that you're investing for your future. You don't want to live in your parents' basement. You certainly don't want to live in your kids' basement. Check out Robinhood. They're going to check you out. They're going to start you out with a free stock. They have free trading. You can buy stocks, ETFs, cryptocurrency, all for free. They're rolling out a new service right now with real-time trading for just $5 a month. Guys, real-time trading, I was paying $10 a trade through E-Trade. Robinhood's doing it for $5 a month. And people have asked me in the past, Mike, how in the hell does Robinhood make money off giving away free stocks? Well, now it's a little more obvious since they launched the premium service, which obviously you don't have to take. But the other thing is they have big plans to go public. And that's going to raise them a lot of money. But in the long run, who cares? You guys see their advertisements, I imagine, everywhere on YouTube and on podcasts right now. You've heard about them on Joey Diaz. You know they're legit. Go over there and get your free stocks. Every time you get a free stock, I get a free stock. And I'm trying to collect. Most women divisions start at 155. After that, it's all considered heavyweight. Judo do enough cardio. Oh, jeez. That would be a judo body, huh, comedic? Especially since I forgot to monetize my video. All right. Magomedkerimov coming up next against Chris Curtis. This should be another good one. God, I really got to go for Chris Curtis. I mean, not just because he's friends. I knew him before. Definitely helps, of course. But after my channel getting banned, I think it'd be a nice FU to the UFC for Dana White to deny my buddy Chris Curtis a contract, and then he goes over to the PFL and wins $1 million and calls Dana White out at the press conference. And then I have him on the show, and we both call him out. But speaking of martial arts movies, Jackie Chan movies, everything else out there, they have a ton of martial arts movies I've been checking out now on Hulu, guys. You want to check out Hulu? There's so much good stuff on there right now, especially if you're a big Stephen King fan. They have a new series called Castle Rock. Has anybody seen it yet? It's awesome. The whole entire first season is on there right now. Everything is based on books from the Stephen King era. This one, they have, what's the prison? Why can't I think of the prison? Shawshank. They have the prison from Shawshank Redemption on there. They have some evil characters. Very, very good acting. Very good story writing. An incredible series. So you can watch the whole season before the next season starts, which I think it's just about a month or 2 months away. Castle Rock Season 2 will be out. So go over there and check it out. Not only are you going to get me a little bit of a kick out, you're going to get a couple free weeks. You're going to get a 2-week free trial. And after that, plans just went down to $5.99 a month. Guys, they have a ton of content on there for $5.99 a month. All right, looks like one more commercial break before the main event, which means we should probably throw another trivia question out there. All right, everybody refresh your browsers. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When he was 19 years old back in the day, Nick Diaz came on the scene. Nobody knew who he was. He came in as a big underdog in the UFC against this guy who would be a future world champion, this fighter. And Billy Hughes has already got it. Yes, Robbie Lawler. I believe I watched that on Spike. I know I watched it live. Yep, Robbie Lawler. Anybody who hasn't seen that fight, by the way, even though they're both super young, it was a long time ago. It was a very good fight. And yeah, it was a coming out party. I had never even heard of Nick Diaz before he stopped Robbie Lawler. Knocked him out. You got to hit F5 and refresh every once in a while on the streams, Peter Ordinary. They do get behind sometimes. I will do that. I never shut up, so if you don't hear me talking, for more than a few seconds, probably need to refresh. So on the undercard, where Couture fought Belfort for the light heavyweight belt at UFC 49 or 50 or so, I believe. Yeah, I don't remember which one it was, but I know they were both really young. Billy with yet another one. Billy running away with it one more time. Oh, lady bought me an iced Americano. Damn. Give her a kiss for me, Peter Ordinary. That is a nice lady. It's right before Tough Season 1. Billy, I won 2. How many points? Oh, tonight, Billy's kind of running away with it again. He's got 6,000. He's got 6,000. Comedic Genius with 2,000. CJ with 2,000. Peter Ordinary and Jason Azevedo with 1,000 apiece. And you're, what, 7 weeks? We're 9 weeks. So 3 more weeks. And this season 2 will be over. We need to get some more competitors. I think when we'll finish this season off on this channel. So when Fights with Friends comes back, we'll start a brand new season of trivia. All right. Oh, it is. All right, guys. Everybody take yourself back to the American dream. The U.S. hockey team against Russia, 1980. It's Rocky versus Drago all over again from the United States. 21-5 with 10 knockouts and 1 submission. A plus 370 underdog out of Las Vegas, Nevada. Representing the United States of America, Chris the Action Man Curtis. Boo! Out of Russia, the wrestler, 24-5, 10 knockouts, 8 submissions, a minus 450 favorite. And you can hear chants of USA already. Out of Russia, the PFL reigning welterweight champion out of Dagestan. And the 2018 PFL $1 million champion, Magomed Magomedkerimov. And he is hearing a few boos here. I was ahead, paused, and waiting. Well, thank you, sir. I appreciate. That's funny. They're calling it the smart cage because they got the, I guess, the odometers and all that stuff. That's pretty cool. I like it. All right, here we go. U.S. versus Russia. Chris Curtis versus Magomedkerimov. Side kick to the knee out of the gate from Magomed. Another side kick to the knee there from Magomed. And Chris Curtis, they said, is going to have to finish this. If he finishes it in 4 minutes and 18 seconds, he would actually clinch the #1 seed, would Chris Curtis. But he's going to have to knock out the champion to do it. Oh, throws a couple jabs out there, lands a straight left from the southpaw Chris Curtis. Oh, and he catches a knee from Magomed, goes for the overhand right, and there's the takedown defense. Stops it right there. Magomed said he can take down Curtis anytime he wants. He didn't take him down there. I haven't gotten into, a real Russia versus U.S. Rivalry for a while, but, why not? Magomed pushing Curtis up against the cage. Landing some shots here. Curtis trying to break. Curtis pretty balanced just about everywhere. Magomed will clinch the #1 seed with a stoppage by 3:41 of the third round. Now, I thought this was all by points. I have no idea why different people have to stop the fights at different times to get the seeds. Somebody have to explain that part to me. But Magomed working the ground and pound here up against the fence. A little more than 3 minutes left in this first round. Oh, right uppercut for Magomedkerimov, but they're back to the center of the cage. And I think Curtis has got the advantage with the hands. Let's see if he can keep this standing. Well, he has not been taken down yet. He was just clinched up against the fence, and he catches another side kick from Magomedkerimov. Oh, overhand right lands for Magomed. Goes for the front kick to the face and misses. Oh, head kick lands for Magomed, and Curtis gives him a smile. Front kick to the knee there from Magomed. Straight left from Curtis to the body. We have no idea what the weaknesses of Magomedkerimov are, if he has any. No one's been able to, expose him. Oh, and Curtis blocks that head kick. 1-2 from Magomed, but Curtis blocks everything there. Straight left barely misses for Curtis. And God, Magomed is a killer. He is so dangerous in every facet. He can't get the takedown. He's just landing creative striking. Lands the counter left hook off the missed straight left there from Curtis. Another side kick to the knee there from Magomed, and a straight left gets through for Curtis. Magomed misses the 1-2. Curtis has got that one-punch power. Oh, and he lands a right hand there. We just really haven't seen Magomed's chin be tested yet. We'll see if Chris can test it tonight. Oh, nice right hook there from Curtis. Straight right back from Magomed. Kicking people in the head isn't a weakness of his. No, it certainly isn't. He barely missed that front face kick. That was fast. I want to see the time on that. Chris Curtis has 8 straight wins, but 4 by knockout. And that's the first official takedown for Magomedkerimov. Spins him around with 1 foot. And he is now in the open guard of Chris Curtis. With 35 seconds left here in the first round. And Magomedkerimov, he has very good ground and pound as well. Curtis throwing those up kicks. Up kicks are legal in the PFL. That's not considered a kick to the head of a down opponent. One of the few different rules that are different than the UFC. Magomed landing some shots here with the ground and pound. Yeah, they're damn fast, man. Oh, and another head kick for Magomed. And Curtis says, let's go. But all the talking in the world is not going to win that round for him. Big round for Magomed. Will we see the Russian from Dagestan take one more, or can Chris Curtis come back for Team USA? Russia versus the United States, round 2 coming up. And 2 weeks, PFL, 2 more champions, lightweights and featherweights in actions. Return to Lance Palmer, one of the most talented guys in the PFL. All right, and just seconds away from this second round. I have a good feeling that we're going to get something exciting out of this fight. Oh, and I missed the clock. Sorry, I thought I had it. All right, so round 2 we'll go without the clock. All right, here we go. Magomedkerimov and Curtis, round 2. Magomed can still clinch a number 1 seed with a stoppage by 3:41 of the 3rd round. Yeah, I like the up kicks too. That's one of the stupidest rules in the entire UFC. That an up kick from your back is considered a kick to the head of a down opponent if they're on their own knees. Side kick to the knee there for Magomed. Oh, and Magomed coming in, going for the takedown, got the back here. Tries to pick up Curtis, doesn't get him the first time, but now he gets the slam, and he's got Curtis's back. And Chris Curtis looking every bit a 4-1 underdog right now. Favorite in market minus PFL. Now that the zone ruined Bellator. I want to see as a closer. You know, and I would have kept doing Bellator and DAZN. I canceled my DAZN guys because they went up to $20. $20 a month. That's a lot. Yeah, I like Bellator still too. I mean, God, I might end up having to do Machida and Gegard Masasi. That's a pretty big matchup. So my second time watching PFL, I like it. Yeah, I like PFL. They have a lot of talent. I like that they're doing something different. And Curtis, he could not be getting a striking match from his back with Magomedkerimov having hooks on him. I know Sam Alvey didn't teach you that. Doing a good job defending the choke here. God, it's going to be hard. I mean, he needs to turn to his right, but he's got to get out of that tight grip. Magomedkerimov, he's got tight hooks in. Chris Curtis talking smack to him here. I'm not sure if Magomed can understand him, but Bader versus Congo for the heavyweight strap is, oh, really? That's not bad. All right, I might have to cover that one. Well, when I get a little bit of cash, I have some cash coming from hopefully from an annuity former investment maturing, and I'm gonna throw 150 of it down on a year's worth of DAZN. If you pay 150, you can get the year. I'm hoping they'll do like a special though. They were doing 100 for a year. And if I could pay up my ESPN Plus for 5 years, just give them $250 for 5 years, because they're going to raise that. It's not going to be $5 a month forever. Man, Curtis can just not get these hooks off of him. Oh, and he's starting to turn red. Magomed really squeezing those grips. And Magomed landing some ground and pound here. Oh, and he's rocking Curtis back and forth. Very, very effective. Interesting. Very effective strategy there from Magomedkerimov. I don't know that I've seen that. Yeah, I paid up a year in advance on ESPN Plus. As soon as I can pay for another year, actually, I'm going to try to see if I can pay for several years. Oh, they're definitely going to raise it. I'm going to call them when I get a little more money. I'm going to see how far I can pay ahead. Because I'll just pay 5 years. They got a 7-year contract with you. No, 10 years now. Oh, and Magomed turns him around on his back. Oh, and Curtis rolls it for a second, but wow, he just has no answer to get these hooks off of him. And that is a tight grip. Magomedkerimov, and the only drama we might see in this third round is Magomed needs to finish by 3:41 in the third round to clinch the #1 seed. Curtis landed some ground and pound there at the end. But 2 rounds in, Chris Curtis is he's not offered a whole lot. Judge Brennan Schaub's horrible comedy. No, because you guys told me how horrible it was, so I try not to waste hours of my time on horrible things. I just went ahead and trusted your guys' judgments. I'm really stingy with my time. So know that I really liked it. For all the time that I spend on streaming, know that I really like doing this. With all the time that I spend on it, I dedicate a lot of time to this. I dedicate time to work. Besides that, I mean, it's pretty much all family. We'll watch, a comedy special together every once in a while. Oh, and there's definitely some smack talking going on here. I had the clock started, but it's going to be a few seconds behind. Magomed throwing a combination there. All right, that's about 7 seconds. Not too far. So I'm at 4:45 right now. Yeah, 7 seconds difference. Oh, and Curtis really trying to get in his head, throwing some shots. Curtis getting out of the way. Goes for the head kick. Misses. Curtis salutes him. That was interesting. Oh, side kick to the body, or to the knee for Magomedkerimov. Curtis lands that left hook, though. Curtis looking to close the difference. He needs one shot. Obviously, he needs a finish. Straight left lands for Magomed. And the fact that Magomed, lands a straight right and a left hook for Magomed. The fact that Magomed needs a stoppage by 3:41 of this round could be the only thing that gives Chris Curtis a shot. It could make Magomedkerimov take chances that he normally wouldn't take. Straight right, left lands there for Magomed. It's funny when he was naive and sweet. Oh, it's fine. Oh, and Magomed going for that head kick again. Barely misses. Best stand-up wasn't on a stage. It was in the octagon. Oh, Jesus. On a left hook. I really don't think he's ever funny on Rogan either. I listened to his podcast once, that Fighter and the Kid. I had to fast forward through some stuff to hear him talking about the fight. It's because I couldn't find anybody else for one of the cards that was doing any predictions. But yeah, I was waiting for the funny and it never came. Magomed doesn't finish. These two will rematch in the playoffs. That is true. What's up, Champion Magomed? That is great. And I thought about it, as soon as I seen about it, I thought about it last night, and I should have done a reaction video on it. And it's already completely blown out now. Oh, nice left hook and a right hand here from Curtis. And Magomed goes for an overhand right. They're slugging it out. Magomed needs a finish by 3 minutes and 41 seconds of the third round. And Curtis just looked to the referee for something. I'm not sure if he got hit with a low blow or an eye poke. But this is causing Magomed to take chances because he needs this finish to clinch this. Oh, and a straight left lands for Curtis. This is Curtis' shot. Misses the overhand left, lands the right hook. Ducks under a 1-2 for Magomed. Chris continues to move forward. Oh, straight left, right uppercut lands for Curtis. Curtis continues to move forward. Magomed running out of time. Right hook lands for Curtis. Combination for Magomed. Magomed throws another combination. Oh, front kick to the face lands for Magomed. And a big left lands for Curtis. He's got a guillotine. Chris Curtis has got a very deep guillotine. He's turning it over. Oh, that was very tight and he's out. Magomed gets off. I thought he might have had him. I thought he was going to turn that over into a Peruvian necktie, but he could not. And now he is in the guard of Magomedkerimov. Chris Curtis needs to stand up now. And he can. Get out, get out, get out. 50 seconds there, and there he is. And Magomed lunges for the clinch. Oh, and lands a right hook and immediately goes for the takedown again. And Magomedkerimov has the back. Regardless of how much time, a finish for either one of these guys could still make a big change on where they go in the playoffs. A little less than 30 seconds left. Knees to the back of the thighs from Magomed. Oh, and he takes Curtis down one more time and gets hooks in. And it looks like this is going to be it for the American. Maybe happier seeing Jay than Brendan. Took a pick with him. Nice. And Curtis continuing to taunt Magomed. Throwing shots up. So, I think he knows he lost that one. But Billy mentioned these two will be fighting each other again. They could be rematching again. Slammed Curtis on his face. So, Curtis already working, trying to get into the head of Magomedkerimov for the second time that they fight. Who do you think Holly will fight for her next? Oh, Jesus. Her next title shot. Oh, it's great. Curtis called him a fatto? Really? Oh, not a fatto. Oh, really? Oh, that is not looked upon kindly in the Muslim culture. Holly will be fighting Bellator. Might not be a bad move for her. She's 37 years old. For lighter weight fighters, I mean, that's old, man. That's getting up there. Especially for a striker. I mean, for a striker that depends on explosiveness, 37, a lightweight striker, that's pretty ancient. I mean, I like Holly. I'm not trying to, crap or anything, but that's an old lightweight striker. Yep, sign with Coker and Bellator. Agreed. Well, she got, this last fight, she got 200 G's for losing. So, not bad. Oh, and Ian Edwards just popped up on Joe Rogan. I was wondering if he was going to get me another podcast to listen to at work tomorrow. I like Ian Edwards. I like listening to Bill Burr, but when I listen to him at work, I get too pissed off. And then I end up saying things to people that I shouldn't. So I don't listen to his podcast anymore. I do watch his TV series that's on Netflix now, though. Holm has a decent chance to win the Bellator belt. I mean, who is there? Who is there? I mean, who's going to give her a shot? This Billy Budd, Julia Budd, Smoking Budd, whatever the hell she is? Holly will head kick her into infinity. Final stats, Magomedkerimov, 79 total strikes to just 22 from Chris Curtis. 4 takedowns for the Dagestani. Dominant victory there for Magomed. I'm interested to see where everybody ends up seeding up, though. They're about to show the entire seeds because the welterweight division and the female division are all maxed out now. And remember, there's only 4 out of 8 females that'll make the playoffs. Let's see, Rogan perform in Denver. Ian Edwards. Oh, really? I didn't know that you'd seen Rogan perform. That's awesome. I've not seen him yet. Every time I see him, I'm going to need to look at his site because every time I see him coming near me, it's sold out, and he's put on a second show, and that's also sold out. He was really close with that guillotine. That is deep there. That was so deep. I thought he was going to turn that into over into a Peruvian necktie. Tickets were $90. That sounds about right. I mean, you know, for one time, though, you gotta go. Tony H. first. 2:30:27 and one. I'm surprised only 1:30:26, to be honest. I would have judged it 30:26 as well. Oh, Fresno, man. Fresno is... Yeah, it's an interesting place, man. I spent a week there opening up a grocery outlet. If you know where that grocery outlet is there, training their new employees. What was that about 3 years ago? 4 years ago? I did a favor for the owner there because he... was coming from Seattle. But what's up? What's going on, Izzy? Izzy in the house. Yeah, I gotta go, man. BitConnect. It's been an hour and a half away. Nice. Well, Fresno's kind of scary, man. Videos of people complaining they lost their lives to BitConnect. BitConnect or Bitcoin? What is BitConnect? Is that a... I'm guessing that's a stupid question. I'm sure it's somebody who sells Bitcoin. Or is that a cryptocurrency, or is that a marketplace that sells Bitcoin? I should have said hi. Well, I would have had no idea where you were, though. BitConnect was a scam. Was that over in Canada? Oh my God, BR. That is hilarious. Hell, it's been a hellhole here. Everything is so mean. Obviously, I'm not going to say a name, but I was surprised. Talking about paying a hooker in Bitcoin. A friend of mine, I will just say from a long time ago, recently confessed to me that he was with a prostitute in a hotel room, got his services, and then told her he forgot his money out in the car and jumped in the car and drove off and skipped out. Family and I'm going to move to Washington. There are a lot of jobs here, Peter Ordinary. The housing cost, everything is going up very, very fast. Seattle's the fastest growing city in the country right now. I was wrong, Mike. The women tonight were fine at 155. Thank you. But I thought it was 155. But Kayla, she's big. I mean, she's a stout woman. Must have been a good move. Well, I mean, he didn't say he cut anything from her. So, Texas and Arizona have some of the best cost of living. Yeah, they do. Washington does not have some of the best cost of living, especially Western Washington. But I do love living here. It's definitely one of the most beautiful places in the country. Violence has never been a thing in Seattle, though, until this year. And just a few miles from here, we had a road rage incident on Everett, which is a neighboring town. 70-some-year-old dude hit somebody, got pissed off, came out of his car, shot somebody and killed him, and then called his wife and told her he was going to be late for dinner. That's all he said. I'm going to be late for dinner. So apparently this guy was tailgating him. So this guy brake checks him. The guy slams into him. And the old man came out and got pissed off and shot him and killed him. And then tried to say it was self-defense. Well, unfortunately for the old man, there was a ton of witnesses. And there was actually people coming up to see if they were okay after the accident. And this guy still pulls the gun out, goes up to the guy, shoots him in the head right in his car. And one of my really good friends used to be the assistant manager at the Safeways this guy works at. It was his liquor manager. Not to scare you away from Seattle. No, it is a great town, man. A serial killer shooting people on the interstate. Jesus. Yeah, and there are a lot of serial killers here, just to let you know. Just to let you know, Peter Ordinary. I wouldn't worry. They mostly go after women, but anytime you watch Forensic Files, you watch any of those crime things, and they start talking about a serial killer, like 95% of the time, that guy made at least one stop in the Seattle area. Chirac sounds good to say it. So, Fresno Beach, Chicago forever. Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus. Yeah, it's nothing like Chicago. Holy crap. Yeah, Chicago's crazy. No trans serial killers yet. Oh, God. I'm from the ghetto of Fresno. What's the area code there? You got to call that out. That'll scare people. No. First transgender. Oh, Jesus. Well, you know, PR, that would be the move would be that if you were a serial killer and you got caught, if you were a guy, to immediately say that you were a woman trapped inside a guy's body and make them pay for your sex change. And death penalty, definitely off the table. 559. Peter Ordinary and the 559. Moving to Modesto, California. Oh, why would you do that, Billy? Don't do that. Don't move to Modesto. Pretty low. Yeah. All right, Billy. The 909, huh? No, Modesto's not the worst place ever. And I haven't spent a ton of time there. I'm just messing with you. So, all right, guys. Hey, good night at PFL. Thanks, everybody, for coming out. My test of not scheduling a stream to see if it would grow faster didn't really seem to make a difference. So next time I'll try to schedule so people actually know when I'm coming on. Then that's a good place to be, Billy. That's where the family's at. That's where you need to be. Hey, Billy, once again, happy birthday, my friend. Thank you, everybody, for tuning in to the broadcast. happy that we're able to do this, even if it's on the other channel. And don't forget, Saturday, it looks like, make sure and join the Facebook group. If you're not already joined, Billy, you're going to be doing a watch party over there on the Fights with Friends Facebook. I won't be covering it on YouTube. I'll be doing other things and boycotting the UFC. No, I just like to say that. But, guys, as always, I love you. I respect you. And I'll see your fine asses later.